I got to tell you what, I think I am the most luckiest man on the face of this earth at this moment right now, because here I am, and even though this is all virtual, and one is 25 miles away from me and the other one is a cup 17 hours away from me, I am on screen with two absolutely most beautiful women, and they both love cigars. Thank you, God. Welcome to the
It's a
Twisted
Christmas
Pair, everybody.
miracle. Christmas
This
miracle. It's a miracle of
Yes,
Hana, you know?
Christmas miracle.
this is
Yes.
my Christmas wish. This is my Christmas wish. Welcome to the Twisted Pair. We have got such an incredible show tonight. I'm so excited with our guest, but before we get going, as everybody knows, I'm Graybeard.
And I am Ash Red, and I am going to let Graybeard introduce our guest. Even though I feel like I'm partial, I'm better friends with her because I've known her longer.
You've known her longer.
I've known
This
her
this
longer.
is true. This is true.
Well,
You've
we're
known
going to
her
fight over
longer.
you
Sorry.
tonight. But I'm going to let you introduce her. I just threw you for a loop, Graybeard.
You did. I was expecting you to take the introduction, but I'm honored. We have got Chantel, and now I'm going to screw your last name up.
Oh, everybody does. Don't worry about it.
Leave it?
Levitt.
Levitt.
I love
Okay.
it.
I
It's
almost
leave
said
it
it that.
till no, it's leave it to love it to love it to the limit. There you
Okay.
go.
Ooh, look at that,
Love it.
Chantel.
Love it. We have got Chantel Levitt, the one, the only Bella Dama Cigars. Now, I'm going to let her get into this, but I got to tell you, when I first came across what Bella Dama Cigar was, I was so intrigued by it. I had to read the description like 3 or 4 times. And then after I was introduced to it, I go up to do a recording of the Texas Cigar Roadshow with Davis Skelton. Everybody knows our good friend Davis Skelton. He's my brother.
Mhm.
And he goes, dude, we have got cigars from Bella Dama and we're going to do a live reviewing. And I'm like, shut up.
Why shut up?
Seriously. I was just like,
He was so
seriously?
excited. He
I
was
mean, it
pumped.
was just
Oh,
like, so anyways,
thank you.
welcome to the show, Chantel. We are so honored to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Are you kidding me? I'm so honored to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. You guys, you two are not just the twisted pair, you're the fabulous pair. Thank you so much for
Oh,
having
I
Oh,
me.
love
thank
that.
Appreciate it.
Thank
you.
you.
You
I
are. You
know.
both
Oh, I just
you are.
so I'm going to since I'm the odd woman out, I'm going to talk about like what I am pairing. Then I want to have our guest, and then Graybeard, you can just sit back and take this in, and then you can tell us what you're pairing with.
You know,
So,
ladies, have at it. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy.
Right?
so, so I am smoking the Queen, and as you can see, it's a beautiful barber pole. And then we'll kind of get a little bit into it a little bit. So, actually, one someone who's in your players club, and we're gonna, suggested that we do an express martini. So that is what I
Oh
did.
yes.
Coulter,
Yes. Who
Chris Coulter.
Chris
So
Coulter.
yes, and he's
Chris,
one of our
yes.
really good friends. Yes, he's one of our good friends. Like you
And
hang out with him.
one of our writers too.
Yes, he's one of the writers for Leaf and Grain magazine.
Wait, did you
So
do Five Farms?
no, I
I
did
couldn't
something.
find it.
Yeah. So I didn't do
Okay.
Five Farms because I didn't have it in my house. But this is what I did. So this is my espresso martini. Except for I
Fabulous.
didn't do. But here's my thing. I didn't do the coffee. Like I didn't do like the thing like actual coffee because I'll be up till like 5 a.m. in the morning and we don't want that.
Hmm.
So yeah. But I added a twist because it's hot cocoa on the side because Christmas is coming up. So I gave it a
That
little
looks
Christmas twist.
so
So
delicious.
yes,
Uh,
so please tell us what you are doing while I cut my little torpedo and what you
no.
are drinking, Miss Chantel.
So I am doing the Jack tonight. This is the sugar tip right here, Robusto. This is actually the second night in a row I do this, which is interesting because I don't normally lean towards the Jack. I'll have it.
Hmm.
I don't lean
Yeah.
towards it, but I don't. You know what? I'm trying to keep off the holiday pounds with all the sweets, so I'm going with the stick instead. I'll just make up for it with the
Yeah.
bourbon, and I'm doing a horse soldier. I
Ooh.
love horse soldier. Uh, horse soldier right here.
Ah,
Um,
very
Oh
this
nice.
is their
wow.
yeah, it's fabulous. When I tell you they have their distillery. and a restaurant right here in St. Pete. It is my genuinely, I don't want to, God, I don't want to say that because everyone's going to go. So, um, it's like my hidden thing, but it's not hidden. It is a dinner place as well, but only Thursday through Saturday. And
Ooh.
then, but they do pairings, and I haven't been for a pairing yet. 'Cause
Oh.
it's just so they do pairings for from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. I think it's Wednesday through Sunday. I think it is, or
Mm.
something like that, right? Right there in the distillery. I mean, this place is next level fabulous. So I am a huge fan. Shout out to Urban Stillhouse and Horse Soldier. They are veteran owned.
Hmm.
That's
Oh,
why
very
Horse
awesome.
Soldier. That right? That's what. And I'm going to tell you guys, they. I have been through many dining experiences. You know, living in Vegas too, and just
Hmm.
traveling. This place, anybody. I only take like my favorite people there, for real. And
Hmm.
they, every single person, have literally called me or texted me or whatever and said, I'm craving Urban Stillhouse.
Hmm.
That's how good it is. The environment is on point. They have done everything from the front of the house to the back of the house. On
Ah,
I,
see, that's awesome.
mm-hmm,
I've driven by them, but I actually haven't been to them. I was in the Tampa Ybor area last year, and
mm-hmm,
Bruce Bosch from Karen Berger Cigars gave me the
yes,
tour
Hmm.
around,
mm-hmm,
and at my hotel that I stayed there, I had Horse Soldier, and I love Horse Soldier. You know, always have
mm-hmm.
their mission, the spirit, you know, just everything's so good. And they told me that they were, you know, that they were right over there in St. Pete's, and I was just like, what? What?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, got to drive by there. Unfortunately, didn't have a chance to go there. So
You
uh,
know what? The invite next time you come, you will be both of you. Please, I'll take if you come at the same time, a
Yeah.
different time. I'll take both of you. I'll definitely. And it is just the environment is beautiful. You can
Hmm.
see. I don't even know what you call it. I apologize. Like the distilling. Uh, I don't want to say bins. The machinery, the mechanisms,
Hmm.
the silo almost thing. I don't know what you call it.
yeah.
Hmm.
You can see that in behind a window, in behind the bar. I mean, it's just you go in there and it's just such a great place.
Oh, it's you walk into a distillery and just see the stills, the copper stills,
That's
and then
it.
the
The stills.
column
Thank you.
Yeah.
stills. Just, I mean,
Yeah.
for me, it's just like I'm coming home. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like
Yes.
just an awe-inspiring experience. But before we
It's
get into
welcoming.
everything, I was
Yeah.
smoking
So
the
you.
Cigar. Yeah.
king.
What are you smoking? A
Well,
king.
I'm smoking the king. So we got the Jack, Queen, and King. The whole family's here. We're well on our way to a royal flush, and
Yes.
I am drinking the 1792.
No.
And yes, I did a bottle kill with it.
Dun dun dun
This
dun.
this
In my honor.
this is 125 proof. This is 1792 full proof, and it's a barrel pick.
Hmm.
So obviously, I've enjoyed it because I just killed the damn bottle.
And that's
Um,
not too old either. Like I remember that is not too. That's not like an old bottle.
no, I brought it to a bottle night.
She's still
I think it's
calling
been
you
sitting
out.
in my locker for about a year.
Oh,
So
she's saying different.
it's about a year now. She knows. I
But
mean,
it's a good, yeah,
I've got some bottles that I've had for a number of
ever.
years.
Yeah.
Um, I'm really enjoying the king. Now I remember David scored the king at a 93, and I
Mhm.
scored the queen, which you're smoking red, at a
94.
94. And
Mhm.
this was doing a live review, which doing a live cigar review is hard.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mhm.
it's hard. Well, I say live. No, I mean we were doing it live then. I mean we recorded it and then it
Yeah.
was aired like a week later. But we're not taking notes. We're back and forth on it, talking through it. We're pairing with it. Um, talking. Where we're coming down on points. What's really
Mhm.
standing out on it, and without taking notes to review and then write it up later. To do that live action,
Mhm.
that's hard as hell. It's not
Mhm.
easy.
You made it
Def-
look easy. That's all I know. You did. I was like, dang. I mean, I learned things from you guys. I did. I, different things you had to say. And then before you actually did the review for Bella Dama, you had someone in. Were they from McAuliffe? I can't remember. Someone, was it?
Now Stephen Rast, who's the owner of the shop, he's on and he does the news and everything. And then I come on and do the pairings and such. And we
Well, you were talking. Go
that
ahead.
day we recorded like 4 episodes.
Oh my goodness. Dizzy a little bit.
Yeah, tired a lot of it.
Yeah, right. Well, you were talking about, I think it was the retro hill or something, and
Yeah.
did and whomever was giving that demonstration and blowing it into the glass, that cold glass, and that then the smoke came back out, and I go, that's what I need in my life in order to experience, because I can't do it, like it doesn't work for me the other way, right? So there were other pointers that you and David gave viewership, even from a seasoned person like myself. I'm a work in progress every day. I learn something every day. Self-taught, mind you. So I'm
Mhm.
always going to learn. But you guys really gave some great pointers, and as you were doing it, because it was so authentic. You were, right. You said you were doing it off the cuff, right there. And you guys just did a splendid job. I thought you next level fabulous. But yeah,
Thank you, much appreciated, much appreciated.
oh, let it down.
So this episode is going to be a little bit different for
Yes.
everybody. I
Of
just want to let
course,
everybody know.
And,
of
and
course.
the reason we need to explain the reason why it's going to be
You
a
you,
little
you
bit
want to
different.
explain the reason why?
Yeah. So, as you know, on Friday, December the 15th, Leaf and Grain will have on their website our fully published magazine. Now, as I said last
So
week, this is
exciting.
Dave's baby, right? But he has
Dave's
shared
baby?
his, it's Dave's baby, Graybeard's baby, his baby. So he has shared some of that parenting with the writers. And I had the honor to interview you, ask you some questions about Bella Damas and your whole life and everything. So we don't want to give it all away because
Right?
you need to download the magazine. So all the people who are watching, like Alex from your player club, you're gonna have to go and see the spread that we did. And
Great.
yeah. So, and we've got like a lot of that information about the cigars and where you came and everything. And Chris, I see that you're there too. Um, so we don't want to tell everything because then you
Exactly.
wouldn't read
Yes.
it. So
No,
yeah, you're gonna have
exactly.
to like download it so you can see it.
Yeah. And
So
thank you.
yes.
You know what? You guys, I, okay, look, I'm like superstar status. I am in the inaugural first magazine of Leaf and Grain.
Hmm.
Cheers to you both. I know it's a labor of love. Thank you so
It
Yes.
much for
it is
having
it
me. I
has
appreciate you.
It's an
Cheers.
honor.
it's
Thank
yes
you. Cheers.
it's an honor. And when she told me that she wanted to do a piece on you, I was just like blown away. I was like, oh hell yeah, absolutely, please do a piece on her.
Thank you so
And
much. Oh,
and I said I want this, and I told her, I said I don't want this just to be a regular interview. I want this to be a feature piece.
aw.
So every issue is
Yeah.
going to have it, our cover article and
Mhm.
two feature pieces. And then the way that we're breaking the issue down is that each issue is going to be broken down into like chapters, so sections, and each section is going to have a beautiful image, and then overlaid on that image is the title of that section, and then what pieces that are in there according to that section. The cover piece and the two features stand out on their own. So they're not part of the
Hmm.
section, and they're interspersed within it. And so yours
Wow.
yours is right there. And when
Hmm.
I was reading it, I was just blown away by some of your story. And so this is where it's going to be a little different, because we want to get into who Chantel is. We want to get into who Belladama is. but we don't want to give away all the information
Yeah.
that's in the article.
Okay. I
I
want to
think we can
pause real
skirt
quick
around it for
and look
sure.
at that.
Yes.
Do you
Look
see
at
that?
that ash.
Stacky duck. Now, I want you to know my garage door is open because, like, I have my lounge in my garage door. So it's kind of a chilly, windy night tonight, and I am stacking dimes. I
Yeah,
just wanted to give a shout out for the constructor because we can
Thank
talk
you.
about that and we can brag about
Yes.
that,
Yes. Thank you.
because
Yes.
and the thing is here in a few minutes, I don't let my ashes get over an inch and a half. But
They've
before I
fallen
knock
on
that,
me. Thank you.
well,
I mean,
well,
I think I'm like
it
bawling
changes
in
the
them too.
flavor. Yeah, it changes the flavor of the cigar, so that's why we don't want to grow it. So you need to let that cigar and that cherry breathe, so you can really taste the cigar. So that's why I knock the ash off. So for the people who do those long ashes, and I'm guilty. When I first started cigars, you're going to see it on my Instagram and my Facebook. It's there. I'm not going to lie about it. I've had them to where they've gotten like longer than, I mean, it's extreme, but we don't want to like interrupt the integrity of the cigar. So that's why you want to keep it no longer than an inch and a half,
you want
you know.
really what you want is
Right
when you
there.
know that you've
Yeah.
got the right temperature when
Hmm.
you can
Yes.
hold it
The
here.
temperature. Yes. That's what I learned
Yeah.
from you. Yes.
You can hold it here and you feel the warmth on it,
Hmm.
but it's not hot to the
But it's
touch and
not
it's not
hot to
cold.
the touch.
Right.
You want it to be not too hot, not too cold. That's a
And
perfect
it
burn
comes.
cone, right? You just like that. Perfect burn cone.
So
There you go.
thank you. So what's interesting, um, when if you listen to certain people about the 101 of like cigars, right? Like what people do that is wrong. One of the things they say is tap that ash, right? Like you don't tap it.
You
And
round
so
it.
no, but they're saying don't even do it anything. Let the ash grow, like you were just talking about. So it's very interesting that you're able to tell people out there that this is why you don't do it. I mean, of course,
Hmm.
if you want to do it for bravado or you know what I mean, of
Hmm.
course, right? We've all done
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Right.
how many times, right? Let's see what's happening until it falls. But
Hmm.
yeah, but if you're really trying to enjoy the stick for
Hmm.
what it is, then yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we don't come back to a cigar because the cigar is strong.
Hmm.
We don't come back to a cigar because the cigar is full body. We come back to a cigar because of its flavor, because we
Hmm.
enjoyed the flavor. It was a
Hmm.
pleasurable experience. Well, if to Ash's point, if you let that ash get into those long ash lengths, so as it starts hitting that 2 inch length, you're cooling the bone cone
Hmm.
itself is actually cooling down. The cherry's cooling down. So what you essentially are
You want a
doing,
hot cherry.
yes, you want a hot cherry. Just like I've got two hot women with me, you want a hot cherry. Uh, you, if it's too long, then all you're smoking is ash.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And then what you're going to end up getting is like a really salty saline type flavor on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that's what you choose to enjoy, smoke it how you want. But what we're here about here at the Twisted Pair and Leaf and Grain Society is all about the flavorings, all about the pairings of everything
Hmm.
together. Does
Hmm.
that make
Hmm.
sense? I
Yes.
mean, that's what we're about. So that's why we
Yeah.
say keep it about that inch and an inch and a half.
Hmm.
You don't hot light it. You don't light it and suck in on the flame because then you're just charring those oils all
Toast
the
it.
way in. These
Yeah.
are just tips
Hmm.
of how to enjoy your cigar.
Right.
I love this. You guys are probably going to be no, for real, one of the most real and informative
Thank you.
magazines as well as podcasts out there because you're you're just genuinely here because you want to share your knowledge with other people.
Hmm.
And there are a lot of people, again, I'm a work in progress everywhere, every day, right?
Are
Okay,
we all?
everywhere.
Are we all?
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? So, again, it's going to be something that I certainly, and not because I know you two and I love you two, just because you're going to have a lot of knowledge. You know what I mean? A lot of
Hmm.
things that you can take away. And I always look at anything, even if you read an article, and if you took even one knowledgeable thing, not
Hmm.
knowledgeable about the person, whatever, knowledgeable
Right.
thing about life, industry,
Hmm.
your career, whatever, love, then
Hmm.
that it was worth reading, right? And you guys,
Exactly.
I think, are going to have a plethora. Not think, I know. We're going to have a plethora
Mhm.
that I can't wait till it comes out. Not because I'm in it. I can't wait to see it. I'm so excited for you guys.
I can't wait for people to see it. And I don't want to talk
Mhm.
too much about the magazine because it's
I
coming
know it's
out,
so hard.
and
I
I could
know
go
it is
on.
hard.
I
He could talk
mean,
all night. He could talk like a month about the magazine. But that's okay.
I probably have about 100 hours of just
Hmm.
editing articles and putting it.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
what
Yeah.
I
It's.
thought
I'm
was
telling
going to
you,
be.
it's his baby. It's his baby.
Well, it's doubled in size. I was originally
Hmm.
thinking, we're going to have 32, 36 pages. No, it is 72 pages long. There is 20
72?
Yeah.
72. There's 29 articles in it.
72? For
Mhm.
the love
72
of
for
God.
a very
People
first issue.
magazine only gives you 30.
I mean,
That is amazing.
I'm excited. But okay, really briefly, because we're not here about leaf and grain and twisted pair because we're here every week. I can go on and bullshit about my own stuff any day and every day. How did you get into cigars?
Am I allowed to say? I'm afraid. So you know what, you guys? I think a lot of people know this. Maybe people that are new, like customers or friends or acquaintances or
Mhm.
the industry, whatever, probably don't. My father was a professional poker player in Vegas, um, champion. That's how he made a living. He was very,
Mhm.
very good at it. And he always smoked cigars growing up. So I just looked at him like, well, I don't know why, right?
Mhm.
In that regard, there was this something about his poker and the cigars, and it was just
Mhm.
something. And I always knew I wanted to do something in the cigar industry.
Mhm.
I really got into cigars when I lived in Chicago in the mid '90s, and that was when it was booming for
Mhm.
within its context, right? People still smoked
Yeah.
cigarettes back then. You could
Mhm.
smoke cigarettes and cigars in restaurants, and
Exactly.
really, I became a cigar aficionado. I got the magazine. I was out there. My mother was mortified, of course, but and then life goes on, right? My life after I left Chicago just goes on. And so my father consequently passed a very long time ago,
Mhm.
um, and everything got shelved. So then, roll back around to, gosh, what was it, about 4 years ago? Um, I said I had an opportunity to do a spokesmodel position for Nish Patel, Rocky Patel's brother. And I go, you know what? Maybe I'm going to do events with
Mhm.
beautiful women, articulate, teach them the 101 of cigars, and do events,
Yes.
right? Like,
Mhm.
and if it was a specific brand, then someone's going to go do this, I'm sure. If it was a specific brand, I would, make them schooled on that. I'm talking test taking school. You know what I mean? You want the
Right.
cream of the
Yeah.
crop on everything, cut, white, whatever.
Right.
And I created the business cards, whatever, in a minute, like 5 days. And then, of course, life changes. My daughter was
Mhm.
graduating high school, going into college. I needed to stay e-commerce, retail. That's what I did best for decades, right?
Mhm.
And so it got shelved. Well, whoop, a year later, COVID, ba-boom.
Hmm.
And
Mhm.
my e-commerce retail business, it's in the fashion sector, was pummeled overnight, legit. Who's buying this pair of shoes? Who's leaving their house? There was nothing. It was, I'm not lying, dead,
You know, and
crickets.
you know what? I was sitting there and I hadn't thought about that until you just said, because like I was like fashion industry because that's what you were in e-commerce, you know. But it's like, let me tell you what I was wearing: leggings and hoodies. And let me tell you, I was going around barefoot. Okay,
Or how about
barefoot.
pajama pants even, right? In a sweatshirt. It didn't even
Are
matter. Who
are you
cares?
kidding me? My daughter and her husband live with me. My daughter's about to turn 25 herself, and we're heading off to the store, and I'm like, "Are you gonna get dressed?" Because she's got her pajama pants, and she goes, "No, I'm good.
Why bother? Why
No, I'm
She's
bother?
like,
good."
I'm
What's
comfy.
the
I'm
point? Do you
comfy.
know what? You're going to
Yeah.
go to the grocery store, you're going to have to walk down with an arrow anyway. Everyone's paying attention to where they're walking. They're not looking at you. I know I messed
Um,
that up a bajillion times.
Oh,
yeah.
I
I
bet.
I remember during COVID, I went into Total Wine because I always go into Total Wine no matter what. And there's this lady, and she's waiting at the end of the bourbon aisle. And I mean, she's just standing there. She's just kind of like doing this number, looking down the aisle. There's a couple people down there. She's got her
uh,
C92, mask, and then
uh-huh.
her face shield,
Face shield,
and she's got her gloves on.
gloves off.
So, she's looking down the aisle. As soon as everybody's off the aisle, she runs down to where she wants to go, pulls off the gloves, grabs the bottles and put them in the basket, and then puts her gloves back on, and then pushes her basket back up to check out. I
Okay,
wanted to
why wear
look
the
at
gloves?
I
Kind of
wanted to look at her and
counterintuitive,
go,
right?
"Lady, do you not realize that you just negated everything you're trying to do?"
Yes, that's it. Counterintuitive, yeah,
And
for
she probably
sure.
scratched underneath her nose or something after
I think
touching one of the bottles.
yeah, I think we've seen so many different things like that. I've taken
Hmm.
Ubers, and this is not even a joke. To get off topic for 1 second, because it used to blow my mind, but I was grateful. So let me predicate this with that I was grateful they were driving. I was grateful to go somewhere. You know what I mean? So I want to make sure I
Yes.
say that. But they would put up. I don't even know. Like, what's that sheet you put up when you do drywall or painting, right? So, but
Oh
they
my
would put
gosh,
that up.
yeah.
No, in the
The
Uber,
drywall. Yeah.
and they would put a tube through from their side for the AC for ventilation. It
What?
was no, no. I thought no. I thought this is going to be a crime scene. They're going to just actually kill me on the side. But this is what this plastic is for. This is going to take me down. Great. And who's going to believe? I'll be gone. Everyone, no one's going out
Yeah.
anyway. They're not going to know where I am. Okay, they're
I,
not looking. No search and rescue.
I'm sorry. That is absolutely worse than seeing the person driving down the car by themselves
Themselves wearing
Don't
with
even,
a
masks.
don't
mask
even,
on,
don't,
or a husband and wife out in their
don't.
own lawn doing their own yard work in their own
No
lawn,
one
and
else
they're
is
wearing
around.
masks. I was like, okay, you two go to bed together. You two, hopefully sleep together and do other
From
topics
the
that we can't
sounds of
talk
it, they're
about
not.
before 9 o'clock.
No,
They're doing the
I
horizontal mambo.
no. From the sounds of it, I don't think they are. That's the problem. Okay, the stick is
The
so
horizontal
far up.
mambo. They're
You
probably in two
imagine
separate rooms, like far east wing and west wing, right?
it?
Oh my
Well,
gosh. Okay, so
doesn't sound. Yes.
back
So
back on top back on
yes.
topic.
yeah.
So back on topic. So, so my business with Pummel. So all
Hmm.
right. So I said, oh, okay, we can't. What am I going to do? I'm not going to just stop moving. I mean, I'd be effed. I have a child. She's going into college. Doesn't matter
Yeah.
what's stopping and nothing. The bills don't stop.
Right. Yeah.
So what do you do? And I said, oh, okay, here's my chance. Let's take the cigar idea off the shelf. All right. I was planning on having a product later. I would have, right? Way down the line.
Hmm.
And I go, well, there's no events. So you're going to have to pivot. So
Yep.
Hmm.
I pivoted and said I have to have a product first. And
That's the
it
first.
it sounds great. That's how Bella Dama was born. It sounds great. I'm not sure if we have it in the article, so I don't want to say too much. But it's been a journey for sure. The one
Yes.
thing I will say, no matter what, out of this journey, no matter where this journey takes me, I have met. It gives. I just got chills. I have met the most beautiful human beings
Hmm.
on the face of this earth. I mean, it's like WTF. Like
Hmm. Yeah.
genuine. Like
Oh yeah.
me, right? Like
Hmm.
Yeah.
so genuine. Good.
Hmm.
We're talking the good ones, right? There's always going to be bad apples. But in the
Yeah.
crux of things, and people have ulteriors. Who gives a shit? Everybody does
Hmm.
anyway. But at the end of the day, the core person is really good, right? We all have
Right.
our shortcomings.
Right.
So that has been for sure one of the things that has got me through this journey so far is
Hmm.
the people, our
Yeah.
community. It's second to none. The bearded community is the one that took me in first, Just
You
so
hear
you know,
that? You
right
hear
here,
that,
they are.
Graybeard?
Yep, they did. When I got on Instagram, you guys, I didn't know how to hashtag. I didn't know ad. I didn't know anything. I again self-taught, like you have no idea. Um, and the bearded community took me in.
Hey, the bearded community and cigar community are 100% legit. I mean,
Well,
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
and then we're gonna add the whiskey community in that, in the
Oh,
like
oh,
whiskey and bourbon,
facts.
because
Hmm.
yes,
here's the thing, is I think it's like in the it's all intertwined. I think it's like
Hmm.
whenever like I'm the odd woman out, place if you were placing bets tonight, uh, and you said someone's drinking a cocktail, most of the times you're thinking, okay, Ash is either drinking bourbon or beer, right? But if you guessed a cocktail, you would have won big. So, but I think it's kind of like intertwined. I think that the communities that are enjoying the whiskeys enjoy the cigars, and the ones that enjoy the cigars usually join the bourbons and the beers. So I think it's like we're in the wine. So I think it's like we're all intertwined, but mainly the bourbons and the whiskeys are just like right there.
They
So,
are, but
but
yeah.
we are, but there's so many facets, right? You start
mhm,
peeling the onion. Okay,
mhm,
you've got let's throw this down. You've got beard community. You've got
mhm,
bourbon, of course. You've got cigars. You've got jerky. You've got bacon. You've got
mhm,
wine people that are like very into wines, and
mhm.
it is
Every
this thing
facet.
that it just all comes around.
Mhm,
It's a perfect storm. I
mhm.
love it. I mean, and
And,
everybody, you never meet people that are just like, oh no, right? Oh no, that's just it. No, I mean, everybody's so open, like, all right, sure. Well, this is my
yeah.
jam, but yeah, I like that too. And everybody's just very supportive, very appreciative. Oh, I see
I,
comments now, I think, right?
I
I need
well,
like cheaters.
I really like what Ernest says here, is where he says we really like to broaden our range. We like to broaden our
Yes.
horizons.
Mhm,
And
Hmm.
we've we have put together here within Beef and Grain Society, and really in the Twisted Pair of our closing statement is always explore the pairings. Hashtag explore the pairings.
Oh shoot.
Because and Red always follows it up with there's something for everyone.
mhm,
And that's why you'll never hear us say, oh, this is a bad pour, this is a bad whiskey, this is a bad wine, this is a bad cigar. Because yes, our palates are different, but you get base. I mean, an apple tastes like an apple tastes like an apple. Okay,
mhm.
a
Yep.
lemon tastes like a lemon. You're not going to say, oh, that doesn't taste like lemon to me. That tastes more like an orange marmalade. I'm calling bullshit on that. A
Mhm.
lemon tastes like a
And
lemon.
orange
So,
marmalade. I love orange marmalade.
oh, I love orange marmalade.
Yeah,
That
Remind me.
but you're
that's
not
my
gonna get
Remind
that
me.
from an
marmalade.
apple. You're not gonna
Wait.
get that from an apple,
Remind
though.
me. I'm gonna share this recipe with you off here that
Okay.
you're gonna try because you do the
Okay.
pairings, right? It is my
Right.
mother's recipe that no one has, and it has to do with ribs. Ribs.
Ooh,
Ribs.
okay.
Now,
Okay.
and yep, and I'm going to go and that's one of the things I saved when she passed away this year. But I also know the
Uh,
components. I just don't know. I'm not quite sure of what the equivalent of this and this is. You know what I mean? The measurement.
mhm.
You guys, if you know how to
Yeah,
cook
because
ribs,
I
like
never
just cook
measure
ribs,
anything.
okay,
Well, not, and that's
okay,
hint, hint, magazine recipes.
yes, okay. So if you know how to cook ribs, just cook them
Mhm,
yourself with the, just regular cooking without any marinade or not marinade, without any sauce or anything.
mhm.
This is the easy part. But this is something that you guys, I'm gonna give it to the two. When I tell you, and when you make it, just will you send it to me because I
Yeah.
tried once and I sucked. Ribs are not my jam, right? It's just
Yeah.
not.
Oh, ribs are my jam.
Oh,
Ribs are
There you
ribs.
love
go.
ribs. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Not my
I will tell.
jam.
I will tell you that they
Wait till
fall
you
off the
friggin'
bone.
taste this. Wait,
So
okay.
Yeah.
So wait till you glaze it and finish it with this. It's going to, you guys are going to be like, where's this
It's gonna be
deal?
an O in our mouth. That's
Oh,
what she's saying.
yeah. You know what? I just want you to come to my house just she'll make for me. How's that?
okay, so
I'll give you the
so
recipe.
so
Just
Heath
do it.
Heath asked on info on the cigars page to follow, you know, just because of what we cannot do, just because of the YouTube cops that are out there. We can't say where to go buy, but you see right there. This is where the page is. So you can also
Yeah, I don't see it.
DM
Oh,
us,
it's
and
cute. Oh, right there.
Oh,
we'll let you know on
She's
where
the
to
ugly.
go. So
Hmm.
you can't.
belladamacigars.com is the website.
Yeah,
Um,
you can't
Certain
say or don't.
things.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, certain things
yeah,
really?
will be removed. Yeah,
You guys are gonna have to school me on that, please, because I'm not
yes,
sure.
yes.
we
We
will
will
be
school.
happy
Yes,
to.
we'll
Thank
have
you.
class 101.
Well,
So,
I just got nailed for a Winston Churchill quote. That they said there is no proof that Winston Churchill said it, and I can't
hmm
say it because seriously, they could censor this, right? Um, but it's everywhere. It's like so well known. It has been for a very long
hmm
time. I even pulled it up and said, "Did say it?"
hmm
hmm But
hmm
it was when I tell you guys, so I do a morning like inspirational thing, and a lot of times it's for
hmm
myself, or I think someone else needs to hear it, right? My
yeah,
favorite
I
thing
love your.
on my
I'm
personal.
gonna.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I love your morning inspirational.
you
Oh, thank
you
Like,
you
you
so
and
yeah.
much.
you and me both. Just about every day, every morning, I put out a challenging thought,
Right?
and your whole story kind of reminded me of one that I did a couple of years ago, and it's all about the dreams, and we hear so many people say, you know, follow your dreams. We just lost Red; she'll be back.
I saw that. Yeah.
Follow your dreams, or if you're not living your dream, change your life and something like that. And they came to me of like, no, no, because life changes, circumstances change in our lives. Our dreams can change, and that's not a bad thing. Reassess your dreams. And like what you were talking about with how you went from, you had this fashion, you had the e-commerce, you had the retail, you were going to do the events, and then you had to change. Okay, well, your dream was modified. Certain portion of it came up forward a little bit, a little bit more forward along the way, and caused you to, it's like, okay, now we're going to have to readjust.
But guess
That
what? But took my dream even further than I
took your
could have
dream to a whole nother
possibly
level.
imagined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, David?
hmm
Like seriously, that I could have ever imagined. Hi, doll. Welcome back.
Thanks.
But for real, I mean, I was thinking, I was playing small at that moment, right? With my thought
hmm
process of what I was going to do.
hmm
I'd go big, but I was playing small. Instead,
Right.
I flipped the switch and I
hmm
went big, like right
hmm
out of the gate, which talk about like, am I allowed to
Holy
cuss?
fuck! Holy shit!
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy
Yes.
What?
shit moment, right?
hmm
I mean, that was one of those,
Well,
okay,
let's. So
here we
so
go.
here's my life in a nutbag. Okay,
And
so
a nut
right out
bag.
of
Because you came
right.
out of a nut bag. You came out of a nut bag. Literally.
Okay, total derail there. Bringing us back. Right out of high school and into college, I thought I was being called into the ministry. So I, went to Bible school. Tried to become a preacher. Quickly found out that wasn't that. Thought I was going to become a writer. Thought I was going to be a photographer. Went and got my degree in art school in photography. Did fashion photography for a while. That flew the coop. Yes, ma'am, I did. My claim to fame in it is I was on the set with Kate Moss back in the early '90s and photographed Kate Moss.
You and I have to talk because that was part of what I want to do. I want to do photojournalism in the fashion industry with photography. You and I will
But
talk
that
later. Go
that
ahead.
that's where my degree is.
Uh,
So fast forward. Wrote and published a comic book. Thought I was going to be a comic book writer. That didn't come through. Went into the IT industry, and that's where I've been for the past 30 years. But through that, came back into public speaking and was a public speaker for a while. Now it's come around full circle, and I'm on. We have our own YouTube show. I'm
hmm
on another YouTube show. I have my own faith-based podcast show. I'm writing for a magazine. I wanted to publish a magazine back in the '90s in music. Now I'm writing for two magazines, one of them being our own, and I'm also writing two books at the same time. So, did my dream change? No, my
Right.
dream adjusted.
Right.
It had to adjust based upon where life was at that time, and it
Right.
was God basically bringing me back around full circle, saying, "Okay, son, see, this is where I wanted you to. This is where I wanted you and need you to be. This is
Yes.
why I had you doing all of these things all
But
along that way."
Mhm.
I'm going to bring
Guess what?
up something here, right here,
Sure.
because and this kind of reminds me when the first time I met Chantel, because I said something about my grandson, and you said there's no way that I'm a grandma. Like you were like, there's no way. And I don't publish pictures of my grandbaby, but I sent her a picture of my grandbaby, and he's not the is he not the cutest thing ever in the whole wide world? Just
I would
so
eat him.
yeah,
I'd eat him. I would bite his face. I would like bite his
those
cheek.
cheeks, right?
Give,
Those
no,
cheeks, yeah,
excuse me. Give me a leg. I call it a turkey leg. Give me that
yes,
those feet. Like, come on
yeah,
now. Oh my
yeah.
God, I can't.
So
Like I did it to my daughter. I know my daughter is.
yeah. So the thing is like uh and like I like you like the 90s, that's when I think women really started taking over and smoking cigars, because before it was like in the closet, we weren't out there, we weren't smoking cigars. You were in the 90s, we're in Chicago, I was here. I was probably the only female in the state of Texas probably smoking cigars, because I started smoking in the 90s. And anytime I'd go out to lounges or whatever, I was always the only female, and it was like that way for, I want to say, 1,000 years. It felt like that for 1,000 years.
It wasn't.
But it felt like it. It felt like it,
Well,
right?
it only wasn't because you came into cigars after I came into cigars, which
Hmm.
so it was longer for me. But it's
Right.
like, God,
It
does
was a
any women smoke?
reincarnation.
Yeah. So like in the 90s, I think cigars ramped up really big for like, it was kind of a little bit more, it's kind of like Debbie Moore was on the cover. It was socially becoming acceptable for the ladies, especially like in the late 90s, early 2000s, right? So my thing was like, when I graduated from high school, I wanted to go into politics, went to got past the LSAT, went to school, law school, all that stuff. I also wanted to be in radio because I wanted to have my own political radio show and maybe become a lawyer, judge, and whatever, right? But I went into radio, I went into television, and then I cut that out. I had my first kid, right? And I wanted to spend more time with my kid. And so I said, I can't do this working all these hours. So I went to education. And I just kind of, put stuff like my dreams on the back shelf. Like, and I think a lot of times as moms and dads, and we have families, that life just gets in the way. But here's the thing, is if you truly want something, you truly have a dream, you're going to get off your fucking ass and make it happen. I mean, and that's the thing, is like a lot of people are like, oh, Red, you're so lucky. You do this, you have this and this and this and this. I'm not fucking lucky, people. I fucking worked my ass off for
They
it.
don't
I
see.
mean, I
They.
gave,
I hate that
yeah,
word luck. Some of
yeah,
it is luck, right? Some
right.
of it
Some of it
is.
is.
It is. But guess what? I truly believe you create your own luck. It's
Right.
by your own work, your own
Yeah,
hard work. Then you're going to meet people, and you're going to whatever's going to happen. God's
right,
going to bless you. He sees you
right.
working your ass off. You're a good human being. That's how
Mm-hmm.
that works. It's called karma. It's called karma,
Right.
people. That's
You
Yeah,
how it
you
works.
create your own opportunities.
right.
Absolutely.
Opportunities
Exactly.
aren't going to just come knocking on your door.
Right.
You know,
Oh, hell to the
I
no.
But you're never too old to start at whatever.
Never.
I'm 46 years old. My kid, five, 4 out of 5 of my kids are grown. A couple of them are married. I have my grandkids. And despite what some of y'all thinking that I'm like 30 something, thank you. No, I'm not.
Yes.
You
Oh
know,
God.
I mean, it's even if you're a parent, no matter what the age is, you have to make time for you, or you are going to completely stuck at parenting. You're going to be completely stucking at being a spouse. You're going to stuck at relationships. You're going to stuck at your relationships with your kids if you don't take time to work on you. And I think that's kind of like a lot of times as we lose ourselves in that stuff. So I mean, that's going to be my soapbox for the night. Is you're never fucking too old to do anything. The, you know, you can do whatever you want, but you have to set your mind to it, and you have to be willing to put in the work, because I'm scared what he's asking. I'm nervous because if you're willing to work your ass off and learn, get educated, watch YouTube, watch podcasts. 100%, they're not going to be accurate, but even then, take certification classes. Like, Graybeard's taking like a shit ton of bourbon, and he's a bourbon steward. He's taking sommelier classes for the cigar sommelier. I've taken my CRT shit, gotten that
Yes,
stuff
all
together.
yes.
all over the age of 50. Look,
Well, I'm
I'm
not
about
50. Don't fucking bring me into that one yet. I'm
no
not 50 yet.
no. I'm talking about myself. I'm
Yeah,
56, and I'll be turning 57 in May. And 2 months before my 52nd birthday, I went and enrolled myself for the Spartan Sprint Race, which is a 5K with 20 obstacles, harder than hell
shit.
race,
Fuck
and I
no.
ran that before I turned 52.
Mm-mm. We've got booby traps, Chantel, and I can't run
All set.
that.
I'm gonna tell you something right now. You know what? I'm allergic to the gym. So let's just next topic, please. With anything to do with that sort of thing. And you
Believe
know
me,
what? If I
I
had to
don't
run, I'd eat the pavement. So we're good.
I
Yeah.
don't go to the gym anymore, but I wanted to see if I could do it, and so I
And
trained
you
for a
that's it.
year.
That's what
I
I'm
trained
saying.
for a
Yes.
year, and I didn't. I didn't let my age tell me that I
Yeah.
couldn't.
Don't. Yeah. So
I think
that's my whole thing is like, because if you don't mind me asking, because your daughter was in college, so
mhm.
and I didn't ask this, so this isn't in the article, so I can ask you, right? What age did you begin this, if you don't mind? Like, you could even just give a
So
ballpark.
no, I am
Okay.
so okay with this. So when I first started this, Fox News ended up doing a segment on me and Bella Dama Cigars. And I think I was, how far in was I at that point? I don't know. Six, 6 months, something like that.
Mhm.
I got a solid, I got a Hail Mary, right? And Fox
Mhm.
News 13, it was someone, whatever, it was great.
Yeah.
Um, and I remember saying on there, they're like, if there's anything, you can say or what you would tell someone or whatever.
Mhm.
And I said, and we were in COVID, I said, you're never too old to like reinvent yourself. You're never too
Yeah.
old to start again. So back then I was 52. I'm 55 now. But guess what? I'm getting rid of double nickels in mere days. So
Mhm.
let's hold on to 55 right now. So double
Okay.
nickels, baby.
Yes.
Let's keep
Okay.
it there.
So when I'm
Hold
double nickels, I better be. I thought you like, because I'm sitting there thinking our kids are the same age. So I'm sitting there thinking like we're the same age.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
see,
So yeah.
I love the fact that we're the same age, and you look
Yes.
as gorgeous as you do.
Oh,
I
thank you
mean,
Mhm.
so much. That's so kind. Thank you.
you don't look
Thank you.
like you're my age or just a little bit
Oh,
younger.
please. Thank
But
you.
my 50s have been the best decade of my life. Now, yes, I got my
Hmm.
divorce in my
Hmm.
50s, but I mean, we've started a business that's like no other.
Mhm.
Red and
Hmm.
Spiceman and myself, we
Yes.
have an
Yes.
amazing team of people who right now they volunteer their hours upon hours of writing and research. Why? Because they
Mhm.
believe in us.
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
got an
Yes.
That's
amazing
insane.
that blows me away. Between Red and myself, we've got probably 22,000, 20 to 22,000 followers across all
Yes.
social media
Yes.
platforms. That's not a small number.
No.
Um, I
I
would have
think
never
some of
thought that
us,
I would have been this. And
yeah,
somebody
but guess
said you'd be
what?
a social media influencer in your 50s. I would have said,
Yes.
you're full
No.
of shit.
But you know what? This is, I think, too, what kind of is really going on right now with a lot of
Mhm.
us that are getting older, 40s and 50s, right?
Mhm.
And even upwards. Um,
Yeah.
we're showing like, wait a second, we're
We
actually,
we
these
still
are
got
some of
it.
the best days
Yes.
of our lives. And my
Yes.
mom said to me before she passed away, and it was about, I want to say, a year and a half ago to 2 years ago. She goes, Chantal, you're finally coming into your own.
Yeah.
It took me all these
Yeah.
trials and tribulations,
Yes.
all of these mistakes,
Yes.
all this thing, like
Yeah.
all this naivety, all the everything, like all these
Yes.
lessons to get to where I am today. I'm wiser. You know what I mean? I'm
Mhm.
stronger. I mean, of
Mhm.
course, I'm still fallible. God knows that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I try to strive to be better every day. But it's
Yeah.
just, I think I cherishing this part of my life. I mean, I don't like the aches and pains. Okay, let's talk about that. We'll leave that one alone. Heating pads are my best friend. Just so, hey, anybody
Mhm.
want to gift me anything? I'll take a full body heating pad in case anyone's listening out there.
Yeah.
I wanted one.
Right.
I want to
Make,
create
make
one.
that make that two. Make that two.
Right? No, I
Dude,
wanted to
my
go
whole bed.
from
I want my
the
whole
back
fucking
of my
bed.
head. That's
No,
so I wanted to
girl,
go from like
no, honey,
right
here.
here
No, it
all
can
the
come
way.
up to here,
Oh,
like a hoodie, like a fucking hoodie. Okay,
right.
hoodie over
No,
this
it
shit.
can come
Like,
up,
yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. And it needs to be like the size of like say a width of a back. It could be even, you know what I mean, for any basic back, right?
Mhm.
And go all the way down past the sciatica, right? Is that how did I
Yes.
say it right?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then
Pass it
all the way past the
into the leg.
biscuits and right
To the
into the
leg,
thighs,
son.
baby. Okay,
No,
like
I want to
what
go
the
all.
frick
I
is
want
wrong with
full
people?
body. I
That's
want
what
the
I
freaking
would
full
take up to
body.
there. I would take to there, John. And they'll say
Yeah.
use a heating blanket. That's not helping. I need a heating
No.
pad.
No. No. It's the
Well,
whole thing.
well,
It's like
welcome
my
to
best friend.
welcome to the Twisted Pair, people, where no topic is off subject.
but
Don't go
but
into the
it kind
heating pads. No one wants to listen.
but here's the thing. It's like I don't think and this is like the psychology part of me because this is what I do. I analyze people and I try to shut it off when I talk to people, but it's not gonna happen. I'm fucking gonna analyze you because that's what I do for a living, right? So my whole thing is I don't think you people really know who they are until they are after 43. You don't give a you don't know who the fuck you are because you're too busy, too big trying to prove yourself in your job, prove yourself to your children, prove yourself to your significant other, prove
And your
yourself
parents
to
and your
and
family.
and your
Hmm.
parents because
Yes,
you like heaven
yes,
forbid like you
yes.
disappoint because you still have that oh you disappoint me your parents are your parents and I don't care what age and you know and that's one thing that I've tried to strive with my children is never to say hey I want you to do this or you disappointed me or whatever I was like okay what choices could you have made that been might have been a little bit better things like that
Of
but
course.
my thing is like I don't think we know who we really are until we hit about 43
Okay,
you know
I'm gonna pause this for a moment because we are running a little bit behind
oh,
schedule.
oh
We do
yes
have
we
Oh,
news
are
and
shoot.
oh
events to
major
do,
major
Oh,
and
major
how
we
much
have.
behind.
time do we have left? We have what?
Oh, we
8
have
minutes
as
left?
much time as we want.
Oh no,
No.
we have.
Oh,
As we're just running behind
oh,
schedule on our segments that we've got to do. So
Yeah.
let's jump in
okay.
here to news and events. We'll be. I looked up and I saw that we lost you. We ran her off, people.
No, no,
No, no. Yay.
I didn't go
Okay.
anywhere. Right?
Okay.
Okay, news,
I
events.
just, event. I'm just like super stoked about this event, and it's the only fucking event that I'm talking about, people. Okay. I don't give a. Well, I do give a fuck what else is going on,
I want to hear
but
this.
yes. So the event of the year is happening this Friday on your computer, people, on your computer. That is
Oh,
when we
yes.
are dropping
Ah!
Leaf and Grains magazine.
Yes.
Woo! So Friday,
Orange.
Friday, go to
Yes.
Leaf and the letter N, not and. You hear it say
And
Leaf and Grain? It's Leaf in. The letter N, grainsociety.com. If you follow me, you're going to see the reels and everything. There you go. There's the beautiful website. You're going to go
yes.
there and you are going to download the magazine. Okay, it is a full-bodied magazine. We've already said you it's like 70 pages. It's not it's not a pussy magazine. It's a real magazine. I'll
That's what
probably
I'm
get
saying.
censored for
70
saying that.
pages is shocking to me.
Yeah.
That is very, I
So
mean this, shocking
yeah. So
in a good way.
in a good way. It is. I don't. It's kind of like we didn't expect that. We were thinking, oh, 30, and then it went up to full price. Then
Yes.
the next night at Leaf and Grain, first we have Greg Free, and I'm still gonna
Yes.
call him. Yes, our mutual friend. I'm
Greg.
still gonna call it Fuerte y Libre because I can't say the new name. Okay, and I even told him.
Yes, that's right.
I told Greg today. I messaged him. I said, please be patient with me because it's going to take me forever. And he's like, it's okay. I still struggle. So he will be at the underground starting
Yay.
at 4 p.m. So at if you're in Texas, Fort Worth, I don't care if you have to drive an hour, 2 hours, whatever.
I don't care
Come
if you're
out
in
to that.
Houston, Austin,
I
Come
Houston,
out
agree.
San
and see us.
Antonio.
Come out and see us. Because like
I agree.
Graybeard and I will be there. You know, we'll be
Yes.
there. Greg is a fun person to hang out and
Oh,
party with. I'm not gonna lie.
such
I
a
always
great
enjoy it when
guy.
he comes in. He's such a great
Yep.
guy, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
he will be there. We'll have his event till 8. But we will also be celebrating Leaf and Grain's magazine release. Okay. So the writers are going to be there. We're going to be there. We're going to party it up.
Uh,
Uh,
All partners are going to be there. Plus, also my son-in-law Cooper, he turns 21 on Saturday, and so him and my daughter are going to be there. So it's going to be a birthday
it's the first
celebration
time that
too.
he's going to be able to go into the lounge
yeah, right?
because he
Yes.
hasn't been able to go to the
Yeah.
lounge. So he's
That's
finally
so
going to be
cool.
able to go into the lounge. So we're going to also celebrate that. But like the main thing is we're there for Greg. But after Greg's thing, we're going to party it up and we're going to celebrate Leaf and Grain's release for the magazine. So
I'm so
super stoked
jealous.
about that. So I know. I mean, just give him
I'm
a flight.
so
Come on
jealous.
down.
Had
You
I
know?
known, but you know what? It's the holiday season too. It's
Yeah.
hard.
Oh, that's
So my
true.
daughter's
Oh
just
my
in
God.
school.
Yeah. Oh
Had
yeah, she's
she,
home.
if
That's
there was
right.
a situation like that, I would have hopped on a plane and been there
Yeah.
with you guys. That's so
Yes.
cool. I'm so
So
excited.
I'm not mentioning any other events because right now that's those two
That's
events are
number
the only
one,
ones
baby.
I freaking
Yes,
care about. And I'm gonna
yes,
be selfish in that segment and say that. Okay, I said it.
you can.
So no,
You
You
guys have
yeah,
you
so
worked your
you
asses off.
said that there is other news, but I'm going to follow your lead and say that the only news that I really care about right now. No, I can't do that because what there is one. I'm excited to see that Luciano is finally getting ready to ship underrated.
yes,
We've heard about underrated. Some
we've been
people said the
waiting and
ships are so
drooling.
good. We've been drooling about it. It ships in
Drooling, just
January. First
drooling.
thing in January. Underrated is shipped.
And
Yay!
and I guarantee you it's not gonna
Congratulations.
be fucking underrated. That,
No, it's not. I
That's
want
the
to
whole
give a
pun in
little
it, right?
I want to give a little preview as to what's coming up in the magazine because that's the big news. In the magazine, we have got 5 cigar reviews. Our cigar reviews aren't this penalty
it
ass
tastes
BS type
like
of
honey
review to where
mustard.
it's just a picture of a cigar in a magazine with a number on it and a little bit. No, we
Yeah.
go in depth
In
into
depth.
our
Yeah.
Beautiful.
our pairing reviews. We got 2 pairing reviews, which I just finished one of them up before I came up here. We got 2 pairing reviews
Which I
that
think
Love
it's
it.
the best one he's done.
go into depth, talk
I
about how the
can't wait.
cigar transitions and how it pairs going from cigar to drink, just like what we do on the show. In article, Joe Galino of Whiskey Network and I both wrote one of them. We've got 2 wine reviews. We've got 2 whiskey reviews. We have
Love it.
3 recipes and 2 cocktail recipes. We've got the featured article of the one and only Chantel right here, Bella
Oh,
Dama.
I'm excited about everything else. I'm so excited. So let me ask
Come,
you. I have to ask you guys a question. Are you ever going to go paper, or are you just
yes.
going to stay? I mean, I would. I swear Bible to you, I would sign up tomorrow for a subscription because I
Our
want to be able to see it. You know, I'm one of those people. I
Yeah,
write my bills
we're
down,
old
right?
school. We're
Write everything
old
down.
school, right? We want to hold it,
I,
cuddle it,
I
smell
am
it,
so
love it.
old school. Old school.
we
Very.
are so the plan, the goal is we're going to be a quarterly issue
I love
because I'm
that.
not making
Love
the
that.
mistake
That's
of doing
enough.
a monthly issue. It's
No,
too
you
hard,
can't.
too much work.
Too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we have other full time jobs too.
And
We
you
switched
also
to
Well,
our full
have
time
you
job.
also are encompassing enough information to last the reader that amount of time. You have recipes, you have
Oh,
pairs.
she brought up a
There's so
good
many
point.
things to research,
yes.
Mm-hmm.
right? Yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes. But
Well,
I want to be able
and
to like look at it and, no offense, but rip it
so
on
year
old school,
year
rip it out of
year
the
one
page.
year one
Year
at
one.
year one, if we can get the advertising to come in, because it's not cheap to. I
Yeah.
mean, printing it's not too bad, uh,
Yeah.
but printing and distributing and signing on with the
Yes.
distributorship, that's
Yes.
the goal.
I know.
That.
I
Yeah.
know. It's a lot.
So
But you know what? You
year
guys
one.
are great where you are. But I'm just saying, future wise, I mean, everything that you have is a recipe for success. I mean, there's no other publication like it that goes all these different routes, right?
Hmm.
Like you
We've done
are a
coffee, beer,
plethora.
wine,
There you go.
everything.
You're a plethora
Oh,
of like
oh, oh,
information in one spot.
Chantel, you're gonna
Yeah,
love this. Our craft beer editor writer,
yeah.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be excited.
he owns him and his wife own a pub on the Isle of Man.
What is it? They own what?
They own
They own a pub on the
a
Isle of
pub
Man in
in
Ireland.
Ireland. So the guy who
Shut
reviews our yeah, yeah, shut up, shut the fuck up. Yes, hello.
Yes, our beer writer is from Ireland, and he lives over there. And so his first article, he actually had three beers, and I'm not going to say which ones they are or the style
right?
that they are, but three beers from America shipped over to him. And then his article is him and his buddy reviewing those three beers.
Hmm.
You guys, like this isn't. You guys aren't coming in small. You guys are
No,
coming in
Oh no, no,
large.
no,
we're
no, no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
no,
You
And
no,
got some
and
we're not
large
about
stuff.
small. We're about like we're the
Yep.
fuck here. Pay attention. You know, and of course I'm gonna say that because I'm like the redhead, right? You know, I'm like,
Fiery.
I'm fiery, sassy, whatever else you want to call. So yeah, so we're gonna come in with a grand slam, and it's
I'm so
Graybeard's
excited.
baby, and Graybeard's mainly done it, so I'm gonna give him kudos. So there you
I
go.
this so yeah, so okay. There's our news and
Look,
events.
he's
Sorry you're
red,
not
and
getting.
it's not because it's cold.
Sorry, but not sorry. That's We're not doing any other news and events other than that. So we will be right back, and we're going to come right back into the final verdict. I'm not going to do the video, but we need to get the final verdict in on these cigars.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
I said I
The
wasn't going to
final
do the
verdict.
video, but I had to show Chantel our final
Yeah.
verdict. All right,
The final
final
countdown.
verdict. What do we think about Bella Dama Cigars, the Queen, and the King? Do they match? Do those names live? Is this the king and queen
Oh,
of
that's
cigars?
right. King and Queen. It's
Is
so
this the
Yes.
king
apropos,
and queen
right?
of cigars? Okay,
Okay.
Red, you go first.
I'm gonna, because like I'm always gonna, if I have a choice, I'm gonna go to beer. Like I have this huge big ass refrigerator. It's a full size refrigerator. It is filled with beer. That's me. I love my beer. Give me a beer all day. I really love my cocktails. I also love my bourbon. I have a whole table over here with bourbons too. So I don't want y'all to think that I'm like,
How about your
bleh.
wine?
Oh yeah, I have wine
Your
too.
wine.
I have a wine adore. I have a wine adore. I have a wine
Thank
adore.
you.
So I have all that. I have my wine. And then I have a spirits. I have like two or three cabinets that are bigger than me that are filled with like cocktail. I'm just an alcoholic almost. That makes it sound like, but I'm not really. So people don't fucking come at me. I'm not an alcoholic. Okay, so don't come at me. So I am so glad that Chris said, "Hey, try this. Do this thing," because let me tell you, the espresso with your beautiful cigar, like it took it to a whole new level. Love the retro hell. I even got some like mellow pieces, like some of that marshmallow creaminess to it. I got the espresso. And the thing is like, let me tell you, if I can get me a barber pole, I'm all about the barber poles. I'm all about Candela's barber poles and San Andreas's and
Hmm.
the Corojos.
Hmm.
That is me. If I could create a cigar with all of that, it'd be an interesting thing. But I mean that if that is me. and it was like fucking beautiful. It was like,
See,
the whole transition. The ash, I never had to relight it. I didn't have to relight it. Retro Hell was fucking phenomenal. And here's the thing, is like I love like a little bit of peppery to my cigars, and you've got that little kick into it, but it's so fucking phenomenal. It doesn't burn your nose on the retro hell, and that's one thing that's like big, huge for me. Is like I don't want to fucking burn my nostrils doing a retro hell. So you can do a retro hell
fun.
on this. I would completely do this. I think this would be really great with a rye too. I
It,
wouldn't
Mm,
it is really good with the rye.
with. I
that's a,
would do
you
a
know what?
rye.
That's a great thought process with
Like
that
an old
because it
fashioned
can
rye. I
handle
would do
that.
a
Yep, it
smoked.
can handle a
I would do
rye.
a smoked old fashioned rye, and I
Oh
would
my
actually
god.
add some vanilla to it,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of vanilla to it
Mm-hmm.
to make it that balance.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I would do a rye. I was just at Del Frisco, and they had a winter Manhattan old fashioned. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, I would totally like pair that drink with the cigar. It was fucking phenomenal. With a beer, I think it would be fun to have it with a double stuffed Oreos or a stout. I would do a stout most definitely. I wouldn't do like, an IPA or anything like that. I would do it with
You're
a
offsetting it.
stout.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're
I
offsetting
would
it. You're
do,
giving it that
yeah,
bold kick over there
yeah, yeah,
because it's like so smooth over
yeah.
here, right?
Right.
That's the
And
way I
it
would
would,
look at it.
I would
But
even do like an oatmeal. I mean, it's like there's a very few things that are paired with an oatmeal,
I
and
don't
people are
know what
like,
that
what?
is. What is that?
An oatmeal stout. So
What
it's
is
more
that?
heavy. It's a heavier stout with more of a chocolate, and it's
Oh,
got the oat
really?
taste of it,
The
and like
oat.
even
Okay.
yeah, it's got like a little bit of that maple syrup to it.
Oh God, I love that.
So yeah,
Maybe
so
I'll
I
like
had a
berries. I don't
let me
know.
tell you, like I had a brunch beer last night when in the bath because I drink beer instead of wine. Don't hate me in my bath. Like
Hmm.
this with the cigar in the bath and the brunch beer would have been fucking phenomenal. So
Yeah.
It would have gone beautiful with the wine that I was drinking last night, which was Quill Mountains Cabernet Sauvignon. It's a 2011. I
oh
mean,
yeah.
it's $100 bottle of wine, and it would go beautifully with that one.
Hmm.
It also
With the
when
queen.
we yes, the Queen.
Yeah. Yep.
The queen, it would stand
Hmm.
up. It would stand up to
That's why.
a full
Yep.
body wine. The Cabernet
Hmm.
Sauvignon. It would stand up
I'm gonna
to
throw you for a loop.
the Bordeaux.
White
I
port,
want to hear this.
White
white port,
white
white
port.
port would
White port
be
would be really
Yes,
very
I
good.
think
good.
it could
Yes.
too. Yep. But
White
Yep.
you know
port,
what?
I would.
Go ahead.
That
I mean,
the sweetness of the port. All right. So
in
so
the floral. So that's
I'm
that.
curious to know about the king. What you pair that with?
so so final
I want to
verdict.
hear.
Box worthy. Cigar is a cigar box worthy. Final
Oh,
verdict.
Oh,
oh,
yeah,
box worthy.
I would definitely like chill back with like this. This would be like a rotation. This is like I would say a
Thank
home
you.
comfort stick. You have
Thank
some of
you.
those home comfort sticks, and for me, this is when I've had like one of those days, and I know what flavors I fucking want in a cigar, but I
Hmm.
don't want to have to think about it. This is what I call my home stick.
And that's what
So.
I do. So it's interesting with my whole line, right? It's how I feel, right? And it is home to me. It's comfort, like
Hmm.
so. Kind of day am I having? What do I feel like? If
Yeah.
I'm having a rough AF day, I'm going for
Hmm.
that king. Like I'm beelining
Oh,
for
you're
it,
going
right?
with the king.
It's almost
See,
because it's almost like a, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh,
badass.
yeah, and it's a great segue. Okay, so now when we were pairing these on the Texas Cigar Roadshow, we were doing this with the different Larceny full proof. So we had both the A, B, and
I love
C,
larceny. Hmm.
and which that is a weeded bourbon. Both of them
Hmm.
paired beautifully with that. And I didn't want to go with the weeded bourbon, but I knew I wanted to go with the bourbon really because I did beer and wine last night. So
Hmm.
so tonight I was going to go with a bourbon. Um, And I decided to go with my 1792 foolproof, which I'm still going with it. Matches up
Mm-hmm.
beautifully. The cigar stands up to a full 125 proof bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
The oils of the bourbon do not overpower the cigar. They don't carry into the cigar. So it's a really nice complementary pairing. I wouldn't call this a balanced pairing, but it's a really nice complementary pairing,
Hmm.
which is very
Mm-hmm.
enjoyable to have. The
Mine's
flavors
balanced.
are the flavors are picking up each other. There's no
Hmm.
really contrast, so I'm not seeing any flavors that are coming out that I was like, okay, no, I didn't expect that,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. I'm really enjoying this. This cigar has got enough of a kick to it that I would actually come at it with. I would be willing to try this with, say, like an Islay Scotch, such as an Ardbeg, or maybe even one of the smokier Isleys, such as the Lagavulin or the Lafroig. Um,
Hmm.
it's got a nice kick to it. It's not a starch hard black pepper, but it's a little bit more of a peppercorn on the retrohale, so it's got a little bit of that sweetness, provides some nice
Mm-hmm.
balance to it. It's got some
Mm-hmm.
really beautiful earthy tones, that musky
It does.
earthy tone that is really nice, kind of like that late summer rain, where everything is dried out
Oh
and
yeah.
the rain
Hmm.
comes in and just kind of
And
kicks
you
that
get that
dust
musk
back up.
off. Hmm.
Yes, yes. I mean, I am really enjoying
Could
that.
you get any more poetic? I mean,
I,
you're
I,
perfection. I mean
I'm
that. Like you're
loving
telling
everything about
people
this.
exactly, and you did that before. You're like, as you're saying it, I'm like, yep, yep, yep. Not just because it's mine, because I know what you're saying. And
Hmm.
you're creating a picture for something maybe that isn't tangible for somebody else right now, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
You're making it tangible for them. As you're saying it, I'm envisioning it, I'm tasting it, because I also know that's thick, right? But I'm
Hmm.
still, I mean, fabulous. You're
Thank
fabulous.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to describe a picture
Yeah.
that
You're
people can
painting it.
relate to. I mean, we're not
Mhm.
coming off and saying, okay, I'm getting a three meat meatloaf with lettuce with bacon and a honey glazed sauce
And some
on it.
sweet potatoes in there.
You know,
Yeah. And a turkey leg.
what was interesting on the retro is because I got that peppercorn on there,
Hmm.
but it was like it was coated with cilantro because there was a
I
little
love
bit of a
someone.
sweetness, a little bit of that kind of that tangy minty, but from the cilantro as opposed from the mint note to itself, and so that was really interesting on that. That is very subtling, and there's a reason why we put cilantro in our foods because cilantro has a calming effect
Calming.
to
Hmm.
it. And so this actually kind of had a calming effect on the retro itself. So to ask you what you were saying, it's not burning
Hmm.
my nasal
No.
passages. It's very pleasing on it. And I could do and I did while you were describing a full retro on it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Get
And
and it
I
was
retro
very
all of
nice.
it. Hmm.
It's
And the
it's
thing,
very nice.
and here's my thing is like when I come to an end of a cigar, when I retro, it kind of depends on my mood too, what I'm drinking and all this other shit. Because like we always say, it's psychology. That's how we view things. Whenever we're looking at things, we're looking at psychology. Because like you're sitting there smoking a cigar, and you're like, okay, what does this remind me of? What memories come up?
Hmm.
I don't give a fuck who you are or whatever. When you're smoking a cigar, you're gonna have a flash of a memory that comes back. Like, it's like I always tell this, like, whenever I love Candelas, the main reason I love Candelas is because it takes me back to my pop's farm back in Alabama. And I can smell that hay. I have that sweetness. I remember waking up to the cows, like, because we slept with the windows open, the cows were mooing. It takes me back to my happy place. So when you're
Right.
smoking that cigar, you sit there and you remember beautiful memories. And like, and sometimes they don't create beautiful memories. They'll create some kind of memory. And we've noticed that whenever it creates that memory, we're not drawn to that cigar. And like the retro hell on this is like, I was sitting there thinking, is like we're all parents, right? So I love the holidays. I love Christmas. I love,
Me
you
too.
know, I
Yeah.
love Thanksgiving. Like, Thanksgiving because there's not much presents. But I have a tradition where we drink hot cocoa and we watch Christmas movies. So I did that last Sunday with my baby girl Bug.
Oh,
So
I'm getting
Bug,
ready to do it.
yes.
Yes.
So Bug and I had, I made homemade hot cocoa, we did the abuelitos, we did the marshmallows, we did the popcorn and all this stuff. And of course, I did the cigar because I'm her mama, right? But the thing is like when I was smoking this, like at the very end, and then you also have your smells of Christmas, like for us, it's floral. We have like a lot of floral things. We have a lot of pine things. And like I'm sitting here, and marshmallows too. They have that creaminess, right?
Hmm.
So I'm at
Hmm.
the very like y'all see this?
Yes.
I'm nubbing this shit,
Yeah.
okay?
Oh, I need
So
to
I'm
look at
sitting
that.
here thinking this, and like my memory automatically because I had like a creamy floral is when Bug and I are watching the movie because I smell the flowers, and it's that creaminess that I put cream into hot cocoa. I do it stovetop. I do abuelitas, and then I put hot cocoa and I put hot, syrup in there, and then, but then you do the marshmallows. It's that beautiful creaminess, and then you have flowers in the background, so you have that floral smell, and that's what came to my mind was like,
It's
it's home comforting. That's why I said it was a home comforting stick, but that floral, that's not like on the retro hell, and it's a beautiful floral that's mellow with sweetness to it, with a little bit of chocolate. So that's what
Dave's.
came to mind.
Well, you know it's interesting. I have to before I forget to say it. When David smoked it on the review, you brought it up, and I think you said daisies. There was something you were getting. There was
Daisy.
a floral note. He was trying to figure out the floral note with the queen. Do you remember? You probably don't remember because
I
you've been everywhere and doing everything, right?
yeah.
But you were
But
like, I
I
can't quite
remember
get
I
it.
remember getting a floral note. I don't
Yeah,
remember
you're like, I
exactly
can't
which
get it.
flower.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
either. But you were like, you go, I can't
But
quite place it. I thought you were like it was a field. Maybe it wasn't
it,
daisies. It was something like
but
them.
it's baby's breath. I'm gonna say baby's breath almost to it, like a baby's breath.
That's
Like
very
it's kind
just
of like,
a touch,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
that adds
and
beauty.
yeah,
Well,
and it
I,
does.
I'm getting a really interesting note at the very back end. So, I'm down into the
Yeah, you
nub on
are.
this. And normally when we get to the nub of a cigar, because typically because of the blend, especially if it's a Nicaraguan blend, the pepper really starts heating up on it, and we start getting
Hmm.
those. I am getting something completely different on this. So hear me out. Bear with me on this because
Hmm.
you're going to think I'm crazy, but as I
No, I'm
describe
gonna
it,
need to hear you on this.
you're gonna picture what I am. Okay, so picture yourself out at the campsite, and you've got the fire, you've got the skillet over the campfire, you've already done your eggs, your bacon, and everything else, and now you've got your buttered Texas sized toast, and you put it directly on that skillet, and you let it toast up,
Yeah.
and you let that bread kind of pick up some of the char off of the cast iron. I'm getting that charred toast, campfire charred toast, breaded note on the very back, on the
That's like
very
next
end of
level
this.
delicious. You know, I can make my mouth water. I'm serious, because
She's like,
that's
I'm
my
gonna go
jam.
smoke a king
That's
now, and I
my
can't wait
jam.
to get to the very end. Yeah.
But it's got that little bit that earthiness to it. It's got a little bit about of that breadiness to it, and there's just a tiny bit of that charred butter
I love this shit.
that's coming over the end of it, and that's what I'm getting at the very end. Not the strong peppery notes, but kind of that. That's the only way I can describe it. That's what it reminds me of, and that's the only way that I can describe it. But here's the thing, and viewers, I mean, if you've been following us for a while, you've heard us say this before. Every type of note, every type of memory can be drawn down to a
Hmm.
actual flavor that
Period.
you can pick up,
Hmm.
that you can experience. That's why we've
Yeah.
created the expansive pairing wheel, notes wheel that we have, is because you can actually pick this up. So I always make fun of the three meat meatloaf with lattice bacon, where you can drill down into it. It's like, okay, what about that brings that memory up? What is it
Hmm.
about it that
Right.
draws you into it? Is it the
Hmm.
bacon? Is it the gaminess of the meat? Is it
It could be the
is it
fat too.
the fats? Is it the brown
Sweetness.
sugar that's in the glazing of it? What is it
Hmm.
that
Hmm.
draws,
Hmm.
once that memory comes up, draw yourself into it? And so the memory for me was around the campfire, that toasted bread on it. So it's
Hmm.
like, okay, when I toasted the bread, what was I doing? Okay, well, this was at the end of at the
Hmm.
end, we got out all of the things that cook
Hmm.
longer done. Let's slap the toast, butter the toast, slap it on, flip it over. It picks that char up off of the skillet. That's what I'm getting here.
And
Do you see
can I
what
say?
you're offering people? Oh my goodness, for real. Brad, I have to say one thing. Seriously,
Hmm.
you're creating like this experience, right? You're
Hmm.
telling people, and it's facts what you just said, and then you said you picked up the char. Where are you getting it from? And then all of a sudden that took you back to a memory, right?
Yeah.
This is what this is all about. Whether it's enjoying a great stick, whether it's
Hmm.
enjoying a great bourbon, whether it's whatever it is, right?
The company,
It's
like the company,
correct.
it's like who you remember. Yeah.
What you think about. Go ahead. I'm
Hmm.
so sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt you.
Hmm.
I'm gonna give you kudos. Like, okay, do y'all see? There's like fucking nothing left, right? Okay. Uh, do you notice that I haven't had to go to my number yet? And
No,
I
I mean,
see, I see Bill W, like WD, like the number, Bill's on here, and he's created this beautiful number. And Chantel, he makes lipstick numbers.
Wait,
So
who's what? Who's what?
the never.
Yeah.
He's one of our viewers that's watching right now. He's
Okay.
he's
I just
Bill.
I
He's
can't see
WD Wayne.
anybody. So
Yeah.
okay.
So he has created for women a line called the Rhonda, and then he actually created another like inside the Rhonda an ash red. So the numbers are red. So he's got black one, rose gold ones, red ones, beautiful, gorgeous numbers that you can put onto like your
So
cigar
are
and
you
smoke
now?
it.
Do you guys put all this on like so everybody can see like
Yeah.
what you
Yeah.
talked
So
about
like
after tax?
yeah,
Okay,
you
perfect.
go to our
We need
website, you go
gifts.
to our YouTube. Yeah,
Okay,
all this.
you
perfect.
can
So
you can
All right.
even go to the
to his
magazine
the
and see
magazine, the
see a
magazine people
review
That's what I thought. Okay.
a
of the
review
number
of the number. Plus, I did an interview with him.
with him. Yeah, so
Okay,
it's in there.
perfect.
So it's in there. So he had it, and this is what I love is because I think that I don't like to be called a unicorn because I'm a mermaid. Like Ariel. You know, so I'm like Ariel.
You are a mermaid for sure.
So, because
Yeah,
mermaids are
yeah.
more like that, we're different too. But like normally, when you get down to a cigar like this, you have to pull out a never because it's fucking burning your fingers. I'm not burning my fingers. What the fuck did you do, girl? I mean, I just have to know because I can fucking hold this cigar. I'm not like burning my fingers. I haven't reached for my never. I haven't reached for anything.
Thank
It's
you.
not hot burning. And normally,
Thank
whenever
you.
it gets to like this, you have to have a number, or you have to put this.
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
have to put this bitch out. I'm just gonna say,
Yes,
But
I
but
know.
she's a queen.
you can also
I know.
look right along the edge here.
Yeah,
Now you may not be able to see it on camera, but I can see it. You can see a nice little glow of the
yeah. The
embers
glow's
of
still
the
there.
cherry, and I can
My
hold it up
cherry's
here.
still there.
I feel the warmth, but
Yeah,
it's not overheating.
it's
What
insane.
Yeah.
so what
It's
this
insane.
is a sign of, what this is a sign of is of a perfectly rolled cigar to where the combustion is even all the way
Mm-hmm.
throughout, from the filler all the way out to the binder and the wrapper. This is
Because you're
what you
not
see
burning
on
your
this.
shit. You're
No,
not burning your shit.
you're not burning it all the way down. I'm not having to
Quote
relight
us.
it.
Quote us, Chantel.
Thank you. Well, you know what it is? So you always get nervous with anything because these are hand rolled, right? And there could be a misstep anywhere. And
Mhm.
I always get worried with anyone. Oh, even my customers, right? I try to examine as best I can, but you don't know what the interior. You can't touch
You
it. You
can't
don't
smoke
know
every
what's
single
going on.
one, right?
You
You
can't.
can't finger
I mean,
fuck the cigar until your
but I
box is
look.
in.
I put my cheaters on and look, right, as best I
Hmm.
can. But they're in the cellophane, right? There's a lot of things you can't see. There's a lot of components. different
Right.
temperatures, you know, going
Right.
places, whatever. And you know, guys, if you smoke it hot, you don't let it like just sit in humid or whatever. There could be some
Right.
complications anyway. But with that said, it's so I always am like, oh please God, don't let them get the lemon. Please don't let it be the one bad one.
No,
Okay.
no, it's
And
not
I'm
me.
gonna say this. Okay. So
Oh
if
no.
y'all can see the yellow. So I always say if it's a yellow cello, a girl's gonna scream.
Because it's been sitting, right? I know
It's
that.
been
Yeah.
sitting,
Yes.
okay?
Yes.
So
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and what this
Yeah. Yeah, I
is
want to
like when you
ask.
have a yellow cell,
Yeah.
the oils from the cigar have gotten on the. This is basically this is 101, okay? Is the oils on the cigar have come evaporated is the best scientific word, right? It has gone to the cello
Yes.
and it's got some beautiful age. You know, those oils have been in there. And this is why I love cigars, and I'm going to tell it because I hate it when cigars don't have cellophane on it. And this is why I hate it because those oils evaporate into the air and they're lost. But when it's in the cellophane, it goes back into the cigar. Okay. So this is, I used to be a chemistry teacher, so don't fight me on this shit. Okay. So,
Okay. Did you
so,
tell my
so
daughter? Tell my daughter that she might need some tutelage from you
okay, so yeah. So
in the future.
you have this, and excuse my extremely ugly nails, y'all. I don't know why all of them have broken off. And so anyway,
No
so
one's
you have
worried.
this yellow. So what it does is it gets the oils, it traps the oils. And the thing is when you have cellophane, it draws it back into the cigar. So this is the positive about cellophane. I'm going to show this off real quick because y'all, I hate it when people send me cigar. Like I've ordered
Uh-oh.
from brick and mortar
What? Oh
all over
no.
the states, all over the world, right?
Uh-oh.
They have sent me cigars without a fucking a Bovita
Uh,
pack, right? Or
yeah.
any
Right.
Or a
kind of
human
thing
pack.
to sit there.
Yeah.
Texas, you fucking can't do that, especially in the summer, because like
That's
shit.
that's
In
it.
December, it can be like 90, y'all. We've had
Yeah.
90-degree,
Yep.
80-degree weather. You never
It
know what
goes
you're
through
gonna get.
so much transition. I went through in the
Right,
beginning though, when I was
right.
very new. I didn't know you guys. Well, I was just
Yeah,
figuring
so
it out myself.
this is her beautiful package. Okay,
Ah, thank you.
so here it is. So I want to close in on her logo. Yeah, we're not going to go into the logo because it talks about it in the magazine. So we're not. And excuse my nails
Yes,
as I have
nothing.
ugly nails. So
Don't
here's
worry.
this. But on the back, it's a little
It's a
bit
Huey
fatter.
pack.
It's a Humi pack inside the
Yes.
case, like inside the package. So to me, when someone does that, it shows that they really care about their product. If they don't put a Bovita pack or they don't have these packages in here, and you get them from actually like, let's say I'm going up to her beautiful website, I'm ordering her cigars. I know she's fucking going to take care. She cares about her product because she has packaged it like this. If they don't package it like that, I had a cigar brick and mortar send me cigars. They didn't have a Bovita pack. They didn't have it in a pack like this. I will never order from them again because it didn't come with that. Because you don't know when the mail is gonna, especially like
It's
in
a
Texas.
lot, you guys. I mean,
Yeah, it's a lot.
I didn't
There's
definitely
science
learn the
behind it.
hard way, but I didn't know in the beginning, right? So
Right.
I started out with 3 sticks. We're not going to go into all the details. So
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm like, how? What do I do with them, you guys? Seriously, how do I package them?
Mm-hmm.
I swear, Bible, I had no one taught me. I had no idea. So I
Mm-hmm.
started off with the 3 sleeve, right, with the Ziploc.
Mm-hmm.
Then I
Yeah.
ended up with the next step was I got 2 more, so I ended up with 5. But same thing. I'm like, I know these are going from Florida, extreme heat, all this stuff,
Yeah. Humid.
right?
Yeah. Exactly. Where you're
And
from. Yep.
but I didn't know. No one told me. No one
Yeah.
said anything. No one did anything.
Mm-mm.
I've had those now for about a year, but no one. I didn't know, and I go.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So we did. We reached out to Bovita or how Bovita. I call it
But
Bovita. It's
yeah.
probably wrong.
I call it
I say
Um,
Bovita.
Bovita. Bovita. We're
yeah.
gonna say it the Southern way,
So
honey.
we
Because
reached
we're
out to
Southern
them
Belle.
and they didn't respond, right? So I go, okay, well, I've got to find, that person's going to find the answer. So I
Mm-hmm.
did with those, right? I mean, again, it's not personalized, whatever. It has a sticker on it. So And then Bovita did step up and say, "Oh my God, we're so sorry." Blah blah blah. Here's some Bovita packs. Which thank you so very much, genuinely. But I I didn't even know. I had no idea.
Right.
What,
And if we can, I
how
want
do
to
I
kind of
fix
pull
it?
up
I didn't know.
Chris's comment again. Like Chris said, like that extra care is an extension of the passion that's put forth into the blend. So that extra
Yeah.
step right there is
Thanks,
passion,
Chris.
you know.
Oh,
So
thank
I
Oh, it
you.
mean,
absolutely is. Now I do want to say is that like Red said that there are some brick and mortars and there's some brands that don't go to that length.
Yeah.
Don't throw away those cigars if they
no,
do.
just
No,
Uh,
you
you
can
just
read
need
it.
to
we
rehumidify.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and if you don't know how what the process is, because just talk to us and we'll help you through it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Uh, Last weekend here, a gentleman won a beautiful humidor, and Matt, our other partner, and I were sitting there telling him, "Okay, this don't season your humidor by wiping it down. We're walking him through the process
Hmm.
of how to get his
See?
humidor
Yeah.
ready.
Hmm.
This
Hmm.
is also what we do. There's a valid reason to dry box your
Hmm.
cigars. If you get a cigar that's not in a
Over.
humipack, dry box your cigars. Learn
Yes.
how to dry
Yes.
box and learn why we do that. There's a process to everything. Getting the cigar meter from Cigar Medic to be able to
You
read
know
the
what?
humidor on it.
This is it, though. This is what everyone needs to know right now, please. And everything you've said resonates ginormous. This is your go-to person for all things related to, seriously, to um, adult libations, to cigars, to how to humidify, every lesson, right,
Hmm.
that you could learn. This is a wealth of information right here. These two are a
Thank
wealth
you.
of information.
And right
So,
here, this. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
what is
So
that?
That's a
this
cigar
is what
cigar
it's
meter.
a. So
What is
it
it?
reads the humidity in a cigar. So you see those little prongs.
Yeah, you can
You
test
stick
the
it.
humidity.
You can
Yes,
test
you
the
stick it in
humidity,
there.
Shut
and
up.
so you stick it, and so that way, if I am like I just got a new electric um, humidor. My first electric humidor was crap. It didn't work. And in fact, I turned it into a winador. It works great for my wines. It didn't work great for my cigars because the
All
humidity
right.
is different, right? So
Uh-huh.
that's my winador now. So then I've always had this baby. I always put this into a cigar, and like as you can see right now, it's got zero. You take
Zero.
it off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you take it off. You stick the two prongs into the cigar. You let it read it. You set it down. You have to let it hang out and be still. You can't hold it. You can't do anything, or it won't work, right? So there's certain ways that you've got to work these. So then you push, like you let it think. So I did that because like it came from my electric humidor, which was at 70. I keep it like 65, 70, right? So then I bring it outside. I let my cigar hang out. We always, because it's a little bit cold, the humidity's not there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
didn't like let it out like 30 minutes before or anything afterwards. So I stuck it in there, let it there to make sure it was at where it needed to be. Because like if it read like at 40 or if it read like at 75, 80, I know it's not ready for me to smoke. So I need to try a
Mm-hmm.
different cigar. So I
So
mean,
that's so great. Are you guys going to
mhm.
offer these products like in your, not that you're trying to sponsor anyone or anything like that, but are you going to say like this? I didn't know what, I've never even heard of it. So
Mhm.
are you going to say, okay, when you say this is what I would do, are you going to offer, they don't have to get the brand name, whatever it is, but are you going to offer like, this is what it's called, this is what you get, this is the one
Yeah,
we use?
Oh yeah, absolutely,
yeah,
Okay, because
absolutely.
those are
and we've
important,
done
you
that.
guys.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah,
like, here's
that's
my thing:
so
is
important.
like this is like you want to make sure that you get this one.
That's
I
cool as
I
all get
have
out.
fucking had this for 5 years. I
Shut
have had this
up.
for 5 years. Like
I love
this
it.
is when we were at the old UG. That was like the gel. Oh,
The
the
compound.
gel. The compound. So this was like when I was at.
Calm down.
I, that's what we call it, our old one. So this,
I know, I
I've
love
had
it.
this fucking forever. I changed out the batteries. So I mean,
Yeah,
this thing is
like
probably
the
like 5
OG.
years old, 4 or 5 years old, and I've had it, and it's never steered me wrong because like I kind of wanted to see if it was really true test worthy, and I
Hmm.
tried it because it said the humidity of one of my cigars was like 60. And I was like,
Hmm.
no, I don't think so. It's been in my humidor. I take really great care of my humidors. I, it's reading at 70. Oh my gosh. I wish I had, because I ended up having to like ditch the cigar because it was too hard. I couldn't smoke it. There wasn't enough humidity. So, I mean, that's just kind of like one of these things. And it's like 20 bucks, 25 bucks. It's
No,
not
Yeah.
expensive at all.
that's the best gift in the universe.
Yes,
Okay,
Christmas
listen,
is coming
but
up. And you see, like,
I
look
don't
at
know if
this.
I could have one. If I had
I
one, you
I'm
guys,
I'm
I
thinking
would
that
test every stick. I'd make myself psycho. I can't. Okay,
I
but okay, personally I could, but I'd probably dip in and try to test
But
everything I
but if
can.
I'm going to review a
Quality
cigar,
control.
but here's my thing. If I'm going to write a review, now let me ask you this, Chantel.
Hmm.
If I'm going to review a cigar, and because I've done something or something in my house, let's say the Great Freeze of Texas comes again, because we
Hmm.
get that every fucking February. Every
You'd want to
February,
make
Texas,
sure that when you review it, it is on point.
it
Yes,
is on
thank
point.
yes.
you.
So
Yep.
I would be doing the cigar company, I would be doing you a disservice
So do
if I
you hear
didn't
what she's
do this to
saying?
review this.
So they, you guys, and I've said it from the jump anyway, but you just keep reaffirming the fact that you're legit. Like it's everything you're doing comes from an elevated level to help the person who is getting into pairing, booze, cigars. I mean, you can go on and on and on, right?
Mhm.
You're both very intelligent people with a plethora of information and experience to offer your readership and anybody else for that matter. I'm so excited for the two of you. You
Well,
guys are going to kill it.
it's not,
Kill it.
and it's not just the two of
Kill
us,
it.
and we really appreciate it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
There's there's a
It's
lot that makes
never
up.
just a two, right? But yeah.
Joe there's Gabriel Seaman, who is also one of our cigar reviewers, and he's the associate editor of everything, the writing for both the website and the magazine. He was a blender. I mean, he was one of the guys behind
Oh my
262
God.
cigars
Yeah.
for his palate
Oh my
is
gosh.
unreal.
Can
But
I
but when
borrow them? I need to borrow them for no, I'm very
when
serious. I need to
well,
borrow them for something
let
vital.
we'll talk after this. We'll talk after the
Yes,
show.
please.
On that we when we review a cigar, when I review a cigar, it's not the first time I smoked a cigar.
Right?
I'm going to
We're
smoke
gonna
I'm
do
going
it
to
like
smoke
3 or 4 times.
three cigars.
Hmm.
I'm going to
Hmm.
smoke it two times before I sit down to write the review
Hmm.
of it. I will
Hmm.
never review a cigar blind. That goes into it because of all of the other variables that come into
And you got
play.
elements. Yeah, there's different
Hmm.
elements,
You've got the
you've got different
elements here.
moods.
I
You've
mean, yeah,
got different personal struggles too.
Hmm.
you have what you've had to eat, not just right before, but the day before or 2 days before.
Hmm.
Yes,
All
when
of
you and
that
David
comes
were
into
doing
play.
it, when you guys did mine, went with started with water, and you were
Yeah.
having a little bit of a difficulty kind of grasping some things with the queen. And then Skeleton's like, well, let's try now in this next little part to pair it with something. I don't.
Hmm.
What'd you pair it with? You said it. What you did? I don't remember it.
It was larceny, and we didn't
That's
say it
it.
on the
Larceny.
show. We didn't
That's
say it
it.
on
Hmm.
the show because we did
I
another
love larceny.
pairing
Yep.
with the different larcenies. But it
That
was
was I was
larceny.
the fourth that day.
Yes, it was larceny B52.
Yeah.
Um, I want to kind of go back to a little bit earlier because we were talking about whiskey, cigars with whiskey, cigars with beers, in the community and everything.
Hmm.
And one of my passions, what I'm right trying to do, because I've got my wine sommelier. I'm going after my level 3.
Love that.
Our wine editor Terry Lynn, she's taking her test soon on her quartermaster's level 3 wine
You
sommelier.
guys are killing it.
There
Yeah,
is a
we're killers.
that there's a bridge that needs to be that needs to be built between the cigar industry and the wine industry,
Yeah,
because when you get into the actual wine industry, and I've talked to a lot of people in the wine
That,
industry, and they're
that,
saying, well,
that,
I can't smoke cigars that because that kills my palate. And I think a lot of
that.
people don't understand, especially within the cigar within the wine industry, they don't understand how their palate actually works. Can I kill my palate with my cigars? Yes. That's usually when I smoke like 10 cigars in one day.
right.
Smoking a cigar with your wines, just like
Enhances.
it enhances your palate with the whiskeys and whiskeys and beers, and cigars can actually enhance your palate
Hmm.
while you're drinking a wine, because of how the flavors marry together, and the way cigars are grown and the way wine is grown, there's so
It's
much
just
overlap in
similar.
those that people, if you're into wines or if you're into cigars, bring them together.
It's a
Bring them
perfect.
together.
It is
It's a
so.
perfect
It's so
marriage.
happy.
Thank you.
And the thing is, and this is what it's kind of like another thing. So coffee and wine and cigars, trifecta. Right there. And you know what? I just got a crazy thought. I want to put some wine in some coffee and
Oh,
put it with a cigar.
I think
I,
I'd die.
I don't know why I hadn't thought of that
I
before.
love both,
So
but go get it,
yeah,
girl.
I'm gonna do it
Tell
because
me.
I think a red blend. But here's the
Oh,
thing:
the red.
is
Yeah, you're
a
right.
red blend with a coffee and with a cigar. So like, and you've got to think about it, okay? Because most coffees and like cigars, they're regional, and wherever, like, so for example, we have cigars that are grown all over the world. We have wine that is grown all over the world, and the requirement of wine, cigars, and coffee is exactly the same. And then you break it down to like the whiskeys, it's kind of like the same kind of like thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
no,
So
100% the
very
it's a,
same.
it's
That
a
is
hundred
a
100%
percent the
the
very
same.
same.
good thought process. I'm
So
Well,
digging
so
this.
for example, we've got in the magazine, we've got a review
Can't
of some
wait.
coffee that is out of El Salvador,
hmm
and
Mhm.
I'm good friends with the business partner of Roberto, who is the coffee blender. He also owns a series of restaurants in El Salvador, but they're bringing some coffees into the United States. Well, they also have some cigars that they're starting to bring into the United States as well, and they're El Salvadorian puros. So I mean,
hmm
he's put forth the money out of his own pocket to build up the farms for tobacco in El Salvador, and is coming up with some blends. And I've smoked a couple of them, and they're beautiful cigars. They're very Cubanesque in styles, in just in
Mhm.
the cleanliness, the cleanness, the within the wrapper, how the fillers are a little bit more tighter on the draw, which is very much of a
hmm
Cuban style of cigars. That cigar and that coffee, I mean, it's a match made in heaven. Why is
Penny
that?
Chopper.
Because it's the terroir. The terroir is the
Hmm.
same. Where the
Right.
terroir for the coffee beans and the terroir for the cigars, the tobacco leaves, it's all coming from the same, getting the same elements, getting the same nutrients. Well, you take that and you apply that with wines, where
It's the same.
you get a Brazilian wine and a
Ooh.
Brazilian cigar, or an Ecuadorian wine and an Ecuadorian cigar, they're naturally going to go together beautifully because all the nutrients are all the same. That's where we're getting our flavors from. That's why we could say that the reason why we get tropical fruit notes off of an Ecuadorian cigar is because of
It's
the terroir,
like,
because of the banana plantations. It's all is all in Ecuador. It
Is
works.
everybody listening? This right here. This right here. Come on now. Like,
so
this is shit
and
you're not going to find. No offense
it is.
to other publications, but you're not going to find this sorts of things, right? That are like, seriously, that break it
Let
down. You
let me
break it
tell you,
down.
when you have a San Andreas, you put it with the tequila. Okay, where's San Andreas from? Mexico. Where's tequila from? Mexico. You put those two
Oh
together,
my God, I can't wait to read your shit. I can't.
it's
You guys are
beautiful.
I,
gonna make me a better
So,
version of myself because I don't know about pairings. So I can't
be-
wait. That's why I want it so I could like take the paper part of it and like do quarters on
it,
pages.
and the
we're
thing
gonna talk.
is
We're gonna talk after the show because I got a
we're
surprise
gonna
for
help
you.
you out.
I need
But
quarters.
here's my thing is if you like say you drink coffee. I'm a coffee like I
I
love my
love
beers,
coffee.
but my number one thing is what gray beer.
What is
Coffee,
it?
right?
Coffee, coffee.
I love coffee. Coffee.
Oh,
I
I love coffee.
I
Love
have like
coffee.
6 or 7 coffee machines at my house. It's fucking ridiculous. Like I
I
have like
love
4 different
coffee.
grinders
Yep, love
at
it.
my house. I have
I'm coming to
espresso
your house.
machine. I have a drip. I have a
I want
pour
one.
over. I
Hey,
mean,
I want one of those martinis, so I'm coming to your house anyway.
you're always welcome, girl. There's enough room.
Thank you, doll.
So,
Thank you.
so the thing is like whenever and I'm going to give you a little cheat sheet. So this is what I do because like I don't know my wine like Graybeard does. I have not been schooled. I haven't gotten my certifications yet. That's one day. But first, I'm working on my beers. After I'm gonna get on my beers and stuff because
You need to
I'm
do that anyway because he's doing that. You need to do that over
yeah.
there.
So
Yeah,
like so yeah. So I'm doing
that's
my
your
beers. He's
jam.
he's got whiskeys. He's got wines covered. So I don't need to go there, right? So
Hmm.
but and I love my coffee. So I look wherever I go, like the coffee regions, whatever's grown in that area, and I also look
Hmm.
at the different cigars that are grown. I do a map over it, and I see what pairs
That's
together.
so cool.
And so, like, here's the thing: you go to Total Wine. Total Wine says, "Hey, this will go great with this kind of seafood,
Yeah,
this
they
kind of
do.
meat, this kind of thing."
Yes,
They give
yes,
you cheat sheets, right?
yes,
Guess what?
yes.
Cigars give you cheat sheets. Guess what beers do? They give you cheat sheets. So if you look at those cheat sheets and how they overlay on one another, you can figure out what cigar is going to go with what food, with what beer, with what coffee, with what wine, because it tells most of the things says, hey, if you go to most of like your cigar people, they say, hey, this goes really good with the steak. This goes really good with this. And you go to the wine, it says it goes really good with this and this and
But
this.
guess what? I want your cheat sheets. I want your cheat sheets. Will
So
you
you go
laminate
to
them for me? No, I want
We got
your
you.
cheat sheets.
We
we
got you.
got your Leaf and Grain. You go to
That's
leafandgrain.com.
what I'm
It
saying.
is there.
I
It's
want
there.
the cheat sheets. Give me the
Yeah.
footnotes.
So
That's what I
so
want.
what one of
For
the
real.
things
I would
what
take a
one
card and put it in my purse. I swear Bible.
what one of the things that we are going to bring back at some point in time, be after the first of the year. There's something that Red and Matt, and so Matt, unfortunately, he's not able to be on with us today. He will be at the party on
Leaf and Grain
Saturday,
party.
but
Party.
my heart breaks. My heart bleeds out for the guy because he's got three babies under the age of 3,
Boy,
and
right. God
yeah,
bless him.
Yeah.
exactly. So we give him a lot of grace because that's a lot. I mean, we've all had ours,
Yeah.
and ours are
We've
all
all
grown
done
up.
it. Yes,
He's
yes.
just starting.
I had 4 under the age of 4.
Oh my God, I
Yeah,
can't do that.
it's a lot
I
of
had
work.
4, so I get
But
that. It's hard. So
Yep.
anyway, go ahead.
where Matt comes into play is he's a classically trained chef. He's cooked for
So see,
dignitaries. He has cooked with people like Gordon Ramsay. He's cooked
hmm
with Gordon Ramsay. So he's a chef. He knows his stuff, and he
He knows
brings
his
that
shit.
aspect into it. When we're talking about all of this, these cheat sheets are phenomenal. They get you
that's what I'm
started. But
saying.
if you really want to, this is for the viewers. If you really want to get into the level of what we're talking about here, then you use those cheat sheets as a starting point. You use the pairing wheels as your
Yes,
note wheels as a
In
that's
your
right.
starting
There
point,
you
journals. Oh
go.
my God, your
There
and
you
journals.
you
go.
Your
journal
pairing journals.
and you
Your
learn.
journals.
You're into
Yes.
wines. Don't just say, okay, this is a red blend. Learn what that red blend is. If I was to
Mm-hmm.
ask you what a Bordeaux style,
Yes.
what an East Bank or a left bank or a right bank Bordeaux style wine is, and you can tell me that, or the left bank, the left bank, okay, that's more Cabernet Sauvignon
Hmm.
heavy, whereas the right bank is more of a more low heavy. Now you know what the predominant flavors are going to come out, and you marry those flavors up. Well,
Hmm.
don't just look at your cigar and go, okay, this is a Maduro. I am sorry, there is no leaf
Ah,
called a Maduro. There isn't.
Wait, hold on. Do you know what? I'd be like, huh? Right, left,
I
exit
there's not a
stage
leaf.
right,
There's
or left
you
even, right?
yeah.
I mean,
There's
you're
no
giving
leaf.
everybody
It's
the
the
tools they
color.
need.
Yeah,
it's
Yes.
the
it's the
So
color.
color.
what
It's
you
a process,
you
and
guys
Yeah,
and
it's the
the,
are
process.
you
there
guys
is
are
no
like
leaf
the
called an
Bible to
Escuro.
all of it.
Yeah,
Believe it
See,
or
yeah.
not,
that's what
We're
I'm
the
saying.
Bible.
but
No,
believe
there's
it or not,
so much there.
well, I'm gonna drop this bomb on you. Okay,
The bomb, don't
there
She's gonna
is
like, I
drop a
no
need more.
bomb on me,
there
baby.
is no leaf that is called a Connecticut. There
Nope,
is
it's
no
where
leaf
it's
that's called a
grown.
Pennsylvania. That's where it's
Nope.
grown. What the Connecticut
Hmm.
is the broadleaf. What the Connecticut is the shade grown.
Hmm.
There is
Hmm.
an
The
actual
The
how
seed
it's
shade,
called the shade
grown.
grown.
the shade.
Right.
That there's the Connecticut shade grown is a hybrid off of the Sumatra, where
Yes.
the broadleaf is a hybrid off of the Corojo. Every
Yes.
single one of them are hybrids off of the
I'll
Criollo.
put another one. Yeah.
You get to
That's what I'm
know
That's the
saying.
this.
god. I'm gonna say
But
that's the god of the leaf. If you have a god of the leaf, it's gonna be Corojo. So it and my thing
Criollo.
is Criollo. Criollo. So like my thing is like you'll taste it and you're like, oh my god, what is this? And you're like, oh, it reminds me of this and this. And you're like, no, it was this cigar. And then you look at like what the cigars have in common. It's that fucking leaf right there.
It's a leaf,
And
and
and you don't think about it. Like how many
you could
times have
take
we thought like, oh, what's this? Yeah.
right. Well, just like with Cabernet Sauvignons, the Sauvignons and the Chardonnays are the two most well-known grapes and wines, grown all over the place, all over the world.
I love me
You
some
can
Chardonnay.
you can take okay, so I can take that Chardonnay and I can grow that up in the higher regions, or the
Hmm.
warmer regions, and I can grow them in the cooler regions, and I'm going to get two
Hmm.
different notes off of those.
Hmm.
In the warmer regions, I'm going to get a bit more stone fruit. I'm going to get a bit more peaches. I'm going to get a bit more apricots on that. If I'm
Hmm.
growing them in the cooler regions, I'm going to get a bit more
Buttery, oaky.
citrus, a bit more lemons, a bit more grapefruit, and some
And it's
apples in there.
because what's grown in the area.
And it's the elevation. Well, that same applies to cigar
Hmm.
seeds. So I take that corojo and I grow that corojo in Connecticut, and I'm calling it the broadleaf because that's really what it is. And I take that same seed and I grow that in Mexico, in the San Andres region, and it's not the San Andres seed, which is a different seed, or I grow it in Cuba, where it originated from, or I grow it in Ecuador, and I'm going to get
Nicaragua,
from Nicaragua, Honduras,
anywhere there.
Brasilia, Brazil, um, in Africa. I'm going to get completely different notes off of each of them,
Because
even
of
though
the
the
soil.
seed is the same, because it has to do with the nutrients that are in the
That's right.
soil.
And you would have never, I would have never even thought for 1 millisecond again, because I wouldn't. There goes the AirPod. Hold on, guys. Hold the fort.
And we
We
still
Hopefully,
hear
got,
you.
we
We
can
there
still
we
got
hear
go.
you.
you.
Okay. Yeah, it just went dead. Sorry about that.
No worries. Oh, girl, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, my phone died, or
In
Oh,
the middle of our
my Mac
no.
broadcast.
died in the middle of the broadcast. Switched over to phone, and as soon as we ended the broadcast, my phone died.
Oh, I'm happy
Yes.
it was this and not my phone. I know.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what it says? Go for like I thought it was 3 hours talk time. Maybe it's 2 hours talk time.
But
I
It's
don't know.
two.
yeah,
I have the
it's
big
two.
one. I need a new phone.
But it's like how long have you had it too, and how often do you charge it?
Oh,
That's
exactly.
another thing.
I need a
Yeah.
new phone. Like there's not
But
even one question. I've been saying I need what I need. You know, it's one of those things you don't want to.
I'm gonna send you a reminder, okay? And I'm gonna be like, have you ordered your
Yeah,
new
please
AirPods yet?
do. You know,
Okay.
I'm
We
always
got you. We
good
got you.
at everybody else.
Yeah.
my daughter over
But
there in
but
the other room, the college student. Yeah,
yeah.
I worry
Uh,
about her.
Yeah,
Look,
that's
look,
true.
look,
Oh,
look,
look,
look
Like,
at
see, look
this.
at that. Look at that.
Look at
See,
this.
look.
I mean, and
You never
he hasn't pulled out his number. And that's gorgeous. That to
you never
me,
see an
And
I've
ash
look,
never
like
had
this
that.
on
just
the
like
nub.
you said, the cone.
Yeah,
You never see
yeah.
an ash like this on the
And my
nub.
ash was like that
You
too.
never said that
And
what?
You
my
never see it. You never see an ash like
ash
this
like
on the
that.
nub.
No, you don't.
No,
So
no,
keep it up. So
no.
like it in the nutshell, like in all of this is like what we want people to take away is don't be scared to try new things. Just because, and here's like another thing. I haven't heard of that cigar, so I don't think I'm going to try it. You're missing out on amazing things when you don't try new things. And, try it. If you don't like it, then it's not for you. Move on. You know, you could even try a different one because that stick may not have been for you.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes with the same with wine, beers, coffees. You know, it's just like different things that are out there. And then kind of when you're learning about cigars, you're learning about scotches, you're learning about whiskeys, you're learning about beers, you're learning about coffees. Don't be scared to research the regions that they grow in, what fruits, what the soil is that's around it. Make sure that the people take care of the soil because if they take care of the soil, it's going to be better.
But
They
guess
don't
what?
take
Yes.
care of the soil.
Leaving grain. Guess what? At the end of the day, no one has to be scared because you're
Yeah,
giving such a plethora of information for the beginner, the intermediate,
right.
the novice, not the expert, but everybody thinks they're an expert, like an asshole. Everyone
Yeah,
has, right? No, you know what I'm saying?
right.
That was a joke.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
And
No,
Yeah.
no, no,
what
no.
happened is
And,
that
and and if
you
they
guys,
say they know everything, they don't know shit because they're not still learning. So fuck
yeah,
them.
you guys like you're equipping people so that they
Yeah,
don't have to be scared, that they do have like at least a really great knowledge of different things so they can go in
hmm,
and it's like politics or anything else, right? You
yeah,
have enough ammunition as far as your knowledge to go into something and feel confident that you can at least hold a conversation. And of course we always learn every day.
hmm,
We always so they'll learn more, but it gives them the confidence to go in and not be scared.
yeah.
I believe that, and I'm going to take a lot away from the leaf and grain. I mean, in a lot of different areas. I'm very excited. I mean that for sure.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Well, folks, we've still got a lot of good stuff coming up. Our
Yes.
final show of the year on December 27th. You're gonna want to tune in because this is when Leaf and Grain Society Twisted Pair when we're going to be going over our top 5 cigars of the year.
Woohoo!
And and
Fuck, 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 fuck. That's all I've got to
and
say is fuck, 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 fuck.
Excited.
and from this and from this after the first of the year, the entire Leaf and Grain team is going to come together and we're going to announce what Leaf and Grain Society's cigar of 2023 is.
That's
So
so cool, you guys.
that is coming up. Now understand something here, okay? Red and myself, we both smoke thousands of cigars a year. We have smoked hundreds, multi hundreds of different cigars throughout the year.
My
So
God,
we
can you
have a lot
imagine?
that is coming to you from this. So when we say
It's
that
fucking
this is our
hard.
cigar of the year, this is coming from a lot of smoking. A lot of
Yeah.
smoking, a lot of
A
trying, a
lot
lot,
is
a lot of.
open.
So this is not going to be easy, but it's going to be fun. And
It's fucking hard.
there's nobody that's paying us to
No,
say, for this.
Right?
Our advertisers,
You
they're not paying
no,
us to say
no,
no,
because
we're not.
we won't do
No,
it.
no, no. We
So
will tell you to fuck off if you try to pay us. I mean, we'll take your money, but we're not going to
we'll,
guarantee
we'll
you a
we'll take
spot.
your money to put an advertisement up. But when
Yeah,
we do a review of a cigar, it's going to be on us and
it's
it's going to be for the
yeah.
consumer, not for the advertiser.
Nope, sorry. Oh, sorry, but not sorry. I'm
No,
not sorry that we don't. I'm not sorry that we do that. because it's very infuriating as like when you read something and you taste it and you're like, you got this? What? And then it's like, oh, you got paid for that. We don't get
Yeah,
paid, y'all.
Nope.
We
they
don't.
do.
We
Nope.
don't get that cheddar. We
That's
don't get
that.
that cheddar for our
So
reviews.
So you guys, before we hang, I think we only have like a minute left.
Hmm.
Real quick.
Yeah.
So,
No, you got
the,
more than a minute, hon. You got as much time as you
oh,
want.
I'm looking at LinkedIn. So,
Yeah.
first of all, thank you so much for having me on. You guys are
Oh,
both are
thank you for coming,
so
us.
excited. No, I'm so beyond excited. You guys are going to do big things, next level big things. You guys have like the right thought process in everything. I mean, you really have put
Mhm.
so much thought and so much effort in this. It's undeniable, right? For sure. So thank you for having me. Thank you for
thank
smoking.
you.
So I have a new thing that just came out just yesterday. I would like to gift both of you. It's really cool.
Love it, please.
So it's my new Bella Dama Cigar hash. So I would
Oh
like
my
Oh
send
wow, that is
both of you.
gorgeous.
That is sexy. Oh my
So I'm going
gosh.
to send both of you one of those tomorrow. Thank you so much. I appreciate it
Oh,
very, very much.
Oh wow.
So you're
Okay.
getting,
that is sexy and beautiful.
pardon
It,
me, honey.
I said that was sexy and beautiful and gorgeous.
Oh,
And I just kind of want to wrap up because like when I talked to Graybeard and I told him about you and I even said this like I think it was last week on the show. I said, you know, I said, she is beyond gorgeous. Like
oh,
here, right here. Beyond
oh,
gorgeous, beyond beautiful. But what's even more important is your heart and your soul, the beauty that is within you. And you have so much gorgeous, like, I mean, I'm talking about you exude beauty on the inside that it
yes.
just even makes you even more stop the traffic. Chantel is there. It's just
oh,
you have a glow about you, and it's just I just love you. And it's like I tell people, I said there's a thing. There's women are catty. We are catty bitches. But here's the thing: is you're not that way and I'm more like a dude. I describe myself as a dude
right,
with the
right.
female. Yeah, yeah. And the thing is like you sit there, and I'll never forget the first time that you saw me. You're like, well, hello, gorgeous. Who are you? Hello, stop. I don't care about anything else on this podcast. I want to know who that beautiful lady is. But it's like you have so much beauty and compassion on the inside that it's just we want to see you succeed and we are going to do
Thank you.
everything that we can in our
Oh,
power.
oh,
And
oh.
I think that's like after I met you, because we want to and here's my thing. We want to feature women in this business because we're, you know, we're mermaids. I'm not going to say we're unicorns because we're even rarer than unicorns. We're mermaids, right?
Yeah.
So
I like
and I
mermaid.
told him, and I told him, I said, I want to do Chantel. I'm going to reach out to Chantel. I want to do her because she is just such a beautiful spirit. She's gorgeous on the outside, but she's even more gorgeous on the inside. And
It's
to
all
me,
in
that's
the
more
inside,
important.
folks. I promise you
Yeah,
that.
it
It's
is.
all in the inside.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything you see on the
So,
outside is coming from within.
so,
It
and
shows.
I can
It
say that.
shows.
I can say that.
Well,
And so I just
I
love you. I just want to say that.
I love you. Thank
I will
you.
say that as a guy as well that from both of you and Red, you know how much I love you. You're my baby
Yeah.
sister.
Right?
Uh, you're my work wife, but you're my baby
Yes,
sister.
that's like me and William. Same thing.
Yes.
You both have you both exude elegance, grace, um, integrity, class, character, everything that a good man wants to find in a woman, regardless of
Mhm.
you know where that relationship, friendship relationship goes. You two are what every man should dream of,
Oh,
and
you're the
and
sweetest ever. But we throw down like the boys. See, that's it.
Yeah, we
and
do.
That's
We
the
like,
thing.
you
Like
know,
we
yeah.
just we're like
We'll,
with
and
the
we'll get
guys.
you.
We
that's
throw down.
Yeah.
that's what at least this man right here absolutely loves. But everybody, please, if you want to help us out, go
Yes.
out to our YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube
Yes.
show. Go out to our website.
This is next level.
Don't just go to it read the articles.
That's
We've
okay.
got a lot of
Read it.
good articles out on the
God, we got a
website.
shit ton.
We just put up a new coffee review. I just put up the history of the sidecar article. So you want to
Which
know
was
about
really cool
that
to
class
Oh
read.
drink,
shit!
I'm
The
just
history
saying,
of the
fucking read it.
sidecar. I
the
can't
history
wait.
of
Yes.
the
That shit.
sidecar. Uh,
Jesus.
we've got it. We've got new wine reviews. We've got the history of grapes out there. We don't just do cigars. We
There's
do
a
it
history
all
of
out
grapes.
there.
Wait,
Fucking
wait.
phenomenal.
How many pages again?
Oh, this is
72
just on the
pages.
website.
No,
That
this
was
is
on
just
the
on the
No.
website. What
website.
he is on
Oh,
said. This
oh,
is
I'm
on the
talking about the
website. So
magazine.
you go, yeah, no, you go to the website and you'll get all of this, honey.
Oh,
All of this.
there you go.
So go to the
But
website. Go to the website. But also, Graybeard.
what one promise that you have from me as the publisher and editor of the magazine, is that you will not find any article, except there's one article that's also on the website because the recipe was so damn good I had to put it in the
So
magazine
fucking good.
too. And it is called the Sentimental Old Fashioned. That recipe's on the website and it's going to be in the magazine as well.
I'm going
Sentimental
in.
Old Fashioned.
So I'm writing
It
that
is
shit
used
down.
it is using a champagne simple syrup.
You just spoke my language.
I
So
know.
What's it
I was like,
called? What's it
Chantel's
called
gonna
again?
like sit
Wait,
there.
wait. What's it called again, please?
it's called the
Sentimental old fashioned.
Sentimental Old Fashioned. And
Yeah.
there's a story
God,
behind it.
I
But
can't wait.
we come Friday, please
Please, please.
do not ask me, Red, or anybody else in Leaf and Grain to send you the magazine. I will send you to go download it because you download it, I get the numbers, and then I can go and to our advertisers and say, here's our pricing sheet, here's our numbers, help us out,
Yes,
advertise with
yes,
us.
yes. I'm
Advertise
gonna
with
spread
us.
that like wildfire. I mean, to every human being I know, even off social media, you guys are a force to be reckoned with.
Oh,
I
thank
just
you.
applaud you next level. I mean this. It's not because I'm here. I don't have to say shit,
No,
right? We're at the end on
yeah,
top of it,
right.
right? Like, I don't have
Yeah,
to stroke your
yeah.
egos. I mean, what you are offering is something that hasn't been done. You're not reinventing the wheel. You are actually reinventing the wheel. You're not, no, wait, how do I say that? You are kind of reinventing it and perfecting it. I don't even know how that would work.
We're,
Oh,
But you're
I
we're
like
close.
that.
I do.
We are perfecting the reinvented wheel.
yeah, yeah, I mean, because you're taking, like, if you go to a regular magazine, and I don't want to say names, right? If you
Right.
go to different industry magazines, your advertisements, you're just strictly interviews. You're, like you said earlier, um, Graybeard, that you'll have a stick and it'll have a number. You don't, no one delves deep into the stuff. So you're offering tutorials, you're offering samples, you're talking to people is what you're doing.
Yes.
You're teaching and talking to people, and they will relate when they come there. Recipes,
Mhm.
booze recipes, food recipes. What do you do? Wine. I can't wait for it all. I'm being very serious. I
Me
cannot
too.
fucking wait. This excites me, right? One
And I,
stop shop.
yeah,
That
and that was our goal is a one-stop shop as people
Yeah,
who love cigars, we love wine, we love our beers, we love our
yes,
coffee, and
everything.
it comes together in a utopia.
And you guys
And
are
you can't have
also
anything better than a
continuing.
utopia.
No, and you're continuing to advance yourselves, even with, forget the knowledge you already have, right? But you're continuing higher education, you're
Mhm.
continuing higher tutorial yourself in other, like, mentorships and masteries and all this other stuff. I mean, people don't do that shit. You
well,
guys are setting, you guys are setting, what is it? The bar. You guys are setting the bar
Mhm.
with the
thank
leaf
you.
and grain. I'm very excited for
Thank you.
both of you. No, thank you.
Very, very humbled by all of your comments and appreciate it.
Me too.
Everybody go out, follow
Yes.
her on
Follow
Oh,
her,
Instagram, Bella Dama
thank
please.
you.
Cigars.
Leaf and
She
grain.
she's on Facebook, Bella Dama Cigars
Thank
on
you.
Facebook,
Thank you.
BellaDamaCigars.com.
On
Go
Thank
out
you.
there, follow
Instagram.
her.
Hmm.
Let's
Thank you.
blow, let's blow Chantel and Bella Dama
Ah,
Cigars
Thank
up.
you.
Up, up, up,
If
up,
they're
up,
not in
I
up.
your brick and mortar, then talk to your brick and mortar and get them there. Until next
Mhm.
time, as we always say, explore the pairings. Ladies, please stay on.
yes.
There's something for everyone.
Good night. Thank you so
Night.
much.